Project Zomboid is a notoriously difficult game for newcomers and newbies alike. Mostly based from its unforgiving nature where a single bite can kill you, and its realism to where a horde of zombies actually means something. It can certainly be a lot for a new player, so if you were to ask me the time frame where most of these characters die, I would say it's your first week, as you have the lowest amount of loot, no real defended area, no car, and if that wasn't bad enough, the chopper event is around the corner. It's really stacked against your favor. So, in celebration of Build 42 releasing, I wanted to try my best to do a complete walkthrough of your first week in apocalypse settings. But instead of just playing the game, I wanted to openly discuss my thought process and give out tips and advice the entire time, hopefully helping you all learn something new about the game and the new update. Over the course of the series, I go over basic combat, base defense, cars, the chopper event, fishing and foraging, early crafting, and farming. A pretty good amount to pack into a single week. So if you have any questions or comments, I'll try my best to respond down below. I hope you enjoy the supercut of your very first week. Alrighty everyone, welcome back to Project Zomboid. It's been a while since I've last played this game, and it feels real good to be back, all the way in Build 42. And today, I should hopefully be guiding you through a full week of survival, giving some of my tips and information along the way, making you a better survivor. For now though, we have spawned within a single home within the confines of Riverside. Joining us on our journey is the survivor Graham. He's only a fast learner, and everything else is based to kind of give everyone the idea that even if you don't have any good build, you can still survive and thrive within the game. At least that's how I'm hoping things will go, because there are a couple of difficulty changes relating to our combat and skill grind, so surviving may be a little bit more difficult than you realize. Anyways, to start off our journey, we are going to make our starting base a safe house. Even if you don't want to make it a safe house, having a place where you can rest up and recuperate is pretty damn important. So the way we're going to be making this place as safe as possible with what little we have right now, which is absolutely nothing, is going around the entire house, closing the curtains. Just like that. Now when we walk around the area, zombies won't be able to see us unless it's through a door, which should hopefully keep our, presence down a little bit. What we're going to be doing next is making sure the lights are on, because the lighting system has also changed with this update. So if we were to have a fully covered up room and we go inside, let's say, a closet with no lights, it's going to be pitch black, and that's a very easy way to die. Thankfully, power is still on, so if you just keep all of the lights on, you should be a-okay. Now that we have that done, we will be looting around the house to see what supplies we have, which is going to be some raw ground beef, a can opener with a couple of canned supplies, a single claw hammer, one magazine and VHS, a couple of combs and a rubber duck, finally finding a tank top and underpants within the closet. Overall, it's pretty average loot for an average home, but there are a few things we can do around the area before we even decide to leave, and that's going to be grabbing the clothing, because we can turn that into ripped sheets. And while it may seem simple on paper, we can use rags for so many things. For one, we can use it as improvised bandages, so if I ever get on the cusp of bleeding out, we can hurry up and patch up our wounds. But not only that, rags are used in a lot of crafting recipes, so having a couple on hand is gonna be one of the things you always have in your inventory. And with the new crafting system, we can do one more thing around here, and that's taking down the curtain to use for ripped sheets. But what Graham is going to be doing with the sheet instead is turning it into a basic bag. This is going to be your bread and butter until you find something a little bit better, like a school backpack. If you look at the numbers, it has 12 capacity and 60 encumbrance reduction, which is pretty damn nice. We can also untie it to get the single sheet back if I want to place it somewhere else. For now though, we're going to be keeping it on us. Now what I'm going to do is grab all of the supplies here and bring them over to one location. Just so I don't have to go too far looking for canned supplies. You can put canned food outside of a fridge and it will stay indefinitely. Right now, I could care less about that because we are focusing on pure survival. I will, however, be bringing the can opener with me because having one on hand is always nice, and we will be grabbing the claw hammer as a main weapon. One of the cool things about Build 42 is they changed the maintenance system, so if you look at this hammer, it has a handle condition and head condition, so there's a good chance that when I use this claw hammer until it breaks, the handle is going to break first. And if I have a single level in carving, Oh, sorry, carving level 2, what we can do is carve out another handle and refit the head on something else, carrying the hammer just a tiny bit further. If you see, we also can look into the new crafting menu, and if you don't have what you need, you can press the question mark here to see exactly what you can use as a substitute. So really all we need is a knife and a single tree branch or wooden rod. Not only that, but there is a whole litany of items you can craft. For now, it's pretty damn useless to me, so we're gonna close that and we are gonna go off on our first adventure. After we take care of ourselves a bit, of course, because managing moodles is gonna be extremely important. If you go outside and your moodles are really damn bad, you're gonna have a really bad time. If we go ahead and highlight the moodles we have, we are currently peckish and slightly thirsty. We can solve the thirst by drinking from the chrome sink. And we can solve the hunger by grabbing the ground beef and cooking it up on the stove. Throwing it in and turning it on with the tooltip up here. I really like to go through the perishable food first, saving the non-perishable for when things hit the fan. We will give that like 20 minutes and wait around watching television while that goes through. Making sure to keep the volume at a bare minimum so no zombies outside can hear us, and switching over to the Life and Living channel. If we switch over, we might be able to catch an episode of Woodcraft, which is going to increase our skills really easily. It's basically free experience. So I will sit down, wait for the food to cook up, and we will be in a pretty damn good position. Not bad at all! With that single TV broadcast, we have bumped up our carpentry skill to level 1. Also, if you don't know, they have changed the way you get skills, so no longer can you just disassemble everything within a house. I burnt the ground beef. Okay, that's another thing. Don't get sidetracked by doing other things, because this could have easily become a fire. Burnt meat will kill you, so we won't be eating that. We'll get back to the food topic in a second, because I will say the only way you can build up carpentry skills now is actually building up wall frames and building furniture. Otherwise, you will just be getting raw resources from disassembly. So gone are the days of disassembling every bed in the neighborhood to get like 5 easy levels of carpentry. Which for character runs makes character creation pretty damn important. The only other skill I will bring up right now is going to be maintenance. You need maintenance for a lot of things. For one, it keeps your weapons good, and two, a lot of recipes in this new build require some form of maintenance, so having a couple of levels in this does not hurt. And of course, we've spent so much time inside, we're getting bored. So I am going to pop open some corned beef, and we're just going to be eating the entirety of that today. It has about 720 calories, which is a quarter of the calories in order to maintain our weight. We will dump off the tin can and slowly head outside, taking our time. Looking outside, we have a couple of zombies. The last thing you would want to do in this game is run outside without a plan and immediately learn the hard way that being prepared is really damn nice. So taking in your environment and seeing what's around the area is going to be a very easy way to survive. As you see, the current front area of the house has quite a few zombies in front of it, so if I were to slink outside to the back instead, we can get a nice aerial view of our neighboring homes, spotting some construction zombies down to the southeast, an electrical van up to the northwest, and more residential homes to the south. Not to mention we have a bunch of white picket fences we could use as a barrier if we get a little bit more zombie attention than I would have bargained for. Using risk assessment right now, I think the best call is going to be heading right up towards that blue van there, because getting a vehicle this early would be really damn nice. Having one is basically a get-out-of-jail-free card if the neighboring neighborhood gets overrun with zombies. We are going to be checking the mechanics of this van, making sure to do a 360 so we don't get surprised and attacked. One of the main ways of dying in this game is lowering your guard and getting caught unprepared, so always staying aware of your surroundings is a surefire way to stay a lot safer than letting down your guard and taking a nasty bite out of the back of your neck. Anyways, we will press E on the front of the car to see what is wrong with it, and looking at it, it's actually in really good condition. The overall condition is an 80%, and if we want to check to see if it has gasoline, we can go highlight the gas tank here, in which it has 42 liters out of 55. That is extremely huge. Not only that, but the battery still has some charge and is in good condition. And that's going to be the main 3 things you really want to look out for when looking for a car. Battery condition, so that it actually starts up with the ignition. The gasoline is pretty self-explanatory, and the last thing we need is a key, so I'm hoping we either find the key inside of the glove box of the car. It also might be inside of the dash. If those two don't work though, we can check inside, and there is a good chance that the key spawned somewhere inside the neighboring home. There is also a very small chance that it spawns outside of the car on the ground. Looking around though, I don't see that. It's locked on the outside. If I peep around the side, the trunk is also going to be locked. There are some good materials in there, meaning we can't access it right now. I will be looking for the keys inside this home. Before I do go in though, I will be giving it a very thorough glance through the windows. Crouching down and pressing the shout key, which is Q, to get any unwarranted attention near any of the entrances. This way you do a quiet shout which doesn't attract as many zombies. Once I'm certain the coast is clear, we can try the door, in which it's locked. So we're going to be trying the window next. Avoiding the hedge window though, because going through hedges does give you a small chance of getting scratched or lacerated, which is something we really don't want right now. Hopefully one of these windows will be open. If not, we can use our hammer to smash open the window. Awesome, this one was unlocked, and in order to showcase something, we will be shutting it once again, smashing through the window with our hammer. By the way, make sure you actually have something equipped like a weapon when you do smash one of these, or else you will really screw up your hand. And now that we have crushed it, we can go through the window. Before that though, one thing you do need to keep in mind is to remove the broken glass from the windowsill so you don't get scratched up going through. Now that we've done that, we are finally inside. Before we start looting, I will clear out the house very briefly, giving each of the doors a shove using the space key to make sure there's no zombies waiting behind to jump scare me. I think it is safe to say though, this house is pretty damn clear. I don't hear any commotion, the bathroom is clear, so is the bedroom, and finally the closet is good, so we're gonna go loot everything and see what we have. Also, small pro tip from your inventory, you can right-click any weapon, and if it's a small weapon, you can actually pop it on your belt, which pops it on your little toolbar, so instead of having to go into my inventory to rifle through stuff, I can just press 2, and my weapon will be equipped automatically. Anyways, we have an extra claw hammer, a scythe, and a fanny pack inside here, very good for weapons. You can't use the scythe as a weapon though, but it is very helpful for animal farming, as you can cut multiple swaths of grass and use that to feed your animals. I will keep that in mind, and I will be taking it for now, including the fanny pack. If you have a bag, you also want to make sure you're actually putting all of the supplies inside the bag, or else it won't count towards the weight reduction. Anyways, within the bedroom we have a literature book, which is good for stress and boredom. An alarm clock, which can tell the time in a pinch, revealing it's about 8 o'clock right now. Within the living room, we have sheets of paper and the key to the Franklin van. That is exactly what I'm talking about, everyone. That is huge. There is also a brochure about the Louisville State University. These items are very helpful, by the way, because if you read these, you not only get some very cool lore and imagery, but if you press the map icon, you can mark it down on your map, and it will get revealed in the overall map. So we could potentially head off to the university if I set my mind towards it, and I know exactly where it's at now. Speaking about the map, it gets revealed the more you walk around the area, and if you find any map over a town, the town map will get revealed. It's very helpful to keep an eye out for maps if you're not too sure about the location. We don't really need the brochure anymore, so I'll be dropping that off, looting the kitchen next. Finding a beer bottle, some brown sugar, and a couple of useless appliances. We're basically done with this home here now. The only other thing I will grab is all of the sheets from the curtains, so we can use those for future supplies, either for ripped sheets or to barricade our current home. Oh, and I almost forgot, we have that van to go check out after grabbing a little bit of extra water. Sadly, we have not found a bottle to carry around water with, but I'm sure we'll find that very soon. Now it's time to see what the van has. And it looks like we have attracted a zombie towards our location. Thankfully, it is a single zombie, and we can dispatch it very easily with our hammer. For now, we are going to walk away at a very brisk pace, which you can do to zombies, so don't feel too pressured about running immediately when you see a zombie, because that will just attract more and make a lot of noise. What we're going to do instead is we're going to be using a natural barrier, such as this fence line, to make the zombie slow down a bit. We're going to press E on the fence, and the zombie is going to fall over. If you look over at him, let's do that a couple more times. You can see that he almost lunged for me. You really want to avoid getting hit by that because that will knock over your character and more than likely kill them. So what we're going to do instead is hop over the fence to slow down the zombie and get ready to kill him. And the main way I like fighting zombies in this game is making sure your back is clear, slowly holding right click and hitting the zombie while always moving backwards. That way you're always mobile, and if it hits the fan, you can immediately run away and remove yourself from a bad situation. Now that we've knocked over the zombie, I'm going to press space and smash him with my legs. If you wanted to finish him off with a hammer, you could have just continued to hold left click. I am very self-conscious about my body though. As the more we fight, the more muscle fatigue we start to build up in our limbs. So if I swing this hammer in our right hand for eons killing like 5 zombies, our hand is gonna go through a lot of cramping. So in order to kind of dispel the load, if I knock over a single zombie, I'm gonna use my leg to offload that energy and cramping to the leg, thus making us a little bit more combat efficient. We are going to loot the zombie, taking everything out of him. Also, a small little addition to the game is you can actually move dead bodies now. If I hold E, our character can actually pick up this big old goober and move him elsewhere. By the way, the blood trail follows the zombie, which is really damn cool. We're gonna go move him into that patch of grass and forget that this corpse even existed. Yeah, you know what? That looks pretty damn good. Out of sight, out of mind. Now that we have looted a couple of things, we're gonna head back to our temporary base and drop off the supplies, with the food items going inside of the fridge, and the miscellaneous stuff going inside of this closet right here. I'm gonna be keeping the sheets on me though, as we can bring that to our main inventory. And what we can do is add in sheets to these doors here to make them a little bit more secure. Closing them, and now you can see the darkness I'm talking about. It gets very dark very quickly. It's terrifying, so what we're gonna do is turn on the lights and we will be using artificial light until the power goes out, which can range from anywhere from 7 to 28 days. I'm really crossing my fingers on the 28-day mark because of how scary nighttime is. In which it's rapidly approaching. If we check our clock right now, it's currently 11 p.m. The dark is extremely dark, but because we do live in a residential area, okay, we have attracted a couple of zombies here. There's only one, but I will showcase group combat, shutting the door behind me, and I will be attracting these 3 zombies to my location. Okay, awesome. They all see me, and as a result, my character is getting nervous and panicked from seeing the zombies approaching him. I am also going to group them up a little bit more to make it a bit more of a scary situation. So right now there's 3 zombies currently approaching me. What I'm gonna do is jump over the fence to slow them down. I am then gonna be going inside this home here, running through. There's a zombie on the other end. Okay, this is really bad. We're gonna stay calm though, let the zombies funnel in very slowly, and we're gonna use the door as a natural barrier, revealing that a zombie has made it to the window as well. I am going to pause the game. This is a pretty bad situation to be in. For one, I wanted to go through the house in order to leave a couple of the zombies behind, and we have succeeded in doing that, but in doing so, we have trapped ourselves. Now, the way I would approach this is by opening the window so the zombie here doesn't smash the window, revealing any more noise, and we're gonna let him come in. Once this zombie is down on the ground, we are going to immediately bludgeon him before he can fence lunge me. By the way, make a lot of use in pausing the game. It's a very easy way to get your bearings so you don't make a mistake, especially if you're new to the game. What I'm going to do is unpause, open the window with E, let him come in, and bash him right in the back of the head. 2 shots, he's down. Now we have to worry about the rest inside. And before we jump out the window all willy-nilly, I'm going to make a small distraction by shutting the window so no one can sneak up behind me and pushing this door up here. That way the zombies are going to be attracted to the door and I can slink out the window just fine. That should make a very small sound, but it should be loud enough that the zombies hear. Yeah, look at that. As you see, the zombies are currently knocking on the doorway, giving me a free escape. Looking around right now, it is really damn dark out, so I am gonna get to this later, everyone. Slowly moving our way inside of the house and resting up for the day. Also, while I'm at it, I should really shut down that radio as well. That is a very bad thing to have, especially when it's at 4 tiles. We're just gonna turn it off and take the battery out by right-clicking it. By the way, you can go out and loot during the night, and it does lower zombies' perception, but the only problem is going to be visibility and the fact that we don't have a flashlight. Doing that in the state we're in is a pretty reckless measure, especially when we can just go to sleep, get back our fatigue, and try again in the morning. By the way, this is one of the most important moodles to keep an eye on, because if you get extremely tired, your strength reduction and damage as a result are going to be literally nerfed into the ground, only being able to deal like 5% if you match that with exhaustion. Who would have thought that getting a good night's rest is pretty damn important? We're hungry and thirsty, so I will be drinking some water, eating some canned chili. I love the new immersive animations. It adds so much life to the world, including all of these small little tidbits of lore. I will eat the can of beans, and we will be securing our home just a tiny bit more, because we can pick up a few pieces of furniture here, namely the table. And what we can do about that is under the actual building tile, we have the furniture tile. We can press pick up, and we can pick up an oak table just like that. It's going to come in pieces, so I will grab both of these, putting them in our inventory, and once I have both of them inside, we can switch over to the place area, and I can drop down a small little table. And I think a good spot for it right now is going to be right against this window here. That way when I go to sleep, we're as safe as possible, because if a zombie goes through the window, they're gonna have to go through the table. If a zombie goes through anywhere else, we have this door to save our life. It is pretty damn dark, so I'll be turning on the lights, and we will get some sleep. Waking up alive and well. If I check my alarm clock, the current time is 8 a.m., which means we have about 1 more hour until we survive an actual full day. So what I'm gonna do is head back on over towards that home, and we're gonna clear it out. First of all, checking the curtains to make sure no zombies have migrated over towards our location. Once I know the coast is clear, we can actually head outside. Preferably through the door, because if you get attacked while going through a window, you will get locked out of an animation. And it looks like the zombies were pretty busy the day before. We are going to wait on the outside here, behind the fence, for the zombie to break this window. Once she's past the fence, though, we are just gonna slowly strafe back and hit her to death. Boom, that's 1 zombie down. Let's wait for the next one to come on through. This time, though, we're going to be using the fence to kill him, because if we hit him before he can fence lunge me, we can get a very clean and easy kill. Just like that. Oh, and would you look at that? There's 1 more visitor right down here. That's why it's always good to check your 6. Awesome, that's going to be our 5th zombie killed. By the way, you don't have to strafe back completely. You can also go side to side. The only thing I want to say is you want to be always moving. And I will fight 1 more, or at least a couple more zombies, to showcase one last thing. Before we do that, though, I will be checking out the area here to make sure that's going to be all of them. In which it isn't. We have 1 more cowboy zombie right over here. Okay, I'm really sorry about the hat lady, but let's say instead of this 1 zombie, there were like 5 around the area, right? Actually, you know what? Let's go put ourselves in a bad situation to actually showcase how you would deal with the situation. By the way, I don't recommend doing this at all. I am only doing this so I can best prepare you for your first day of survival. Anyways, here we are. A nice group of 5 or 6 zombies, all pretty grouped up. One thing that I do want to say is you can get in a few hits with a melee weapon, even in this big, large group, but you don't want to get greedy. So the way I like to do with this is get a little bit of distance from the group of zombies, look back, slowly strafe back, get like 1 or 2 hits in, and immediately turn around and run away, okay? I want you to run, like, not run with the Alt key, but with Shift. That way, what you can do is a hit-and-run tactic, right? You get 1 good hit in, run away, turn around, slowly strafe back, and get another hit in. That way, you can slowly whittle down the health of each of the zombies, and after about 5 hits individually, you will start to kill them. The only downside to this method is that it's very exhausting. It's also very dangerous once you start to bump up the numbers to like 25, or if you don't know what's actually behind you. If there's only 2 zombies, you can get a few good hits in before you need to strafe away. The only time I say you should strafe away is when there's like multiple zombies in a small area still approaching you. If you can stun lock 1 or 2 of them, you can get very good hits in. Look at that. It's going to take a little bit of trial and error, and you will probably die doing this. We have attracted a few more zombies. I will run past them really quick, just like that. And if you look at our status, you can see our hand is going through some minor muscle strain. That's exactly why I say to use your legs if you can knock over any individual zombies. Okay, we still have like 4 zombies around us, and instead of going through a house, what we're gonna do is run very quickly, or at least a jog. You never really want to run, and we're gonna cut the corner of the house, breaking line of sight. Zombies do have memories, but by doing this and crouching near the back, we should be able to throw off a couple off our scent. We are also smelling some very bad things. That's not good, but we'll get into that later. Okay, it does look like we have about 3 zombies still on us. We did lose about 2 of them, though. And with them jumping over the fence line, we can get this zombie isolated very quickly and to get a few good hits in. Slowly strafing back and hitting them just like that. Good stuff. We are in minor pain because of the muscle fatigue though, so keeping an eye on your hand is very important. The zombies do have a couple of nice items, in particular the hard hat, which is going to be good armor, the hand fork, which we can use for digging furrows, and a single residence key, which might go to one of the nearby homes, giving me the ability to unlock and lock the doors, making easy access. Sadly, there's no digital watch on these zombies yet, but I'm sure we'll find one in the future. Okay, the last zombie looks to have gotten themselves trapped inside a closet here. In particular, it looks like he trapped himself behind this door. The look is very deceiving, but there's definitely a zombie hitting and shaking the door. That's how you can tell there's a zombie hitting it, is the little shake. So what I'm gonna do is open it very, very quickly, and we're gonna immediately follow it up with a shove, which is gonna be pressing space. So we're gonna hit E, space. Okay, it looks pretty clear, the zombie's through. We're gonna backtrack very slowly, push him over, killing him with our stomps. Not bad at all, and he had a digital watch. Beautiful. With a digital watch, you actually get a nice little tooltip telling the temperature and date. If you find an analog watch, that is only going to give the time, not the date and temperature. It's currently 68 degrees out, and if we check our info, we will have survived 1 day and 3 hours. Killing 13 zombies in total. Graham looks like he's been through a very bad time, but hey, we survived really damn well. If we take a look at our condition, it looks like the head took most of the damage, which is pretty damn surprising. It must be a really good piece of wood. Anyways, I think this is a perfect time to end the episode. By the way, our character is smelling a really bad smell because of the corpses nearby. So one thing I do recommend is maybe next time we grab all of the corpses and bring them inside that home there so we don't have to deal with the smell. For now, we're gonna head inside and count our first day survived. We looted 2 nearby locations. We also did find that van, which I will need to loot later, which is our good getaway vehicle. We killed the nearby zombies, and we fortified-ish a room that's a little bit safer than your average room. We are pretty low on supplies and water still. One thing I'm gonna do is open up this beer bottle, and instead of drinking the beer, which is actually a very good sleep aid, but we don't really want that right now because it's going to increase our fatigue and ruin our productivity. But what I can do is go off to the liquid options and to empty out the beer bottle. That way, we can fill it back up with good, healthy water, giving me a water bottle which I will automatically drink from. So now I don't have to worry about that. We are hungry, so I will eat our final can of canned corn. Later today, I'm going to try and loot some of the nearby homes to see what I can get. Anyways, if you guys have liked this first day within Build 42, please let me know by liking, favoriting, sharing, and subscribing for more. I hear zombies outside. That is not a good sign. Hello, and welcome back to Project Zomboid, everyone, our first week in Build 42. Previously, we had just gotten done surviving our first day, and we already have a safety breach at the window. I'm not too sure where the zombies went because no entry was made so far. My guess, though, is that the zombie lost interest after getting attracted to the TV noise. Even at one bar, I think it's just on the cusp of bringing over attention if a zombie wanders my way. So we won't be going through that door, and to play it safe, we're going to be going through the southern area in our house, taking a peek outside to make sure it's clear. Oh, yep, that's definitely our likely culprit right down there. One lone zombie. There's also a couple more zombies, with one hitting a back door and the two zombies up north. I do see one is in construction attire, so it's likely the group the fenced-in area had, and they migrated over. Thankfully, they are pretty spaced out, so it should be an easy fight for me. All we have to do is make sure it's in our favor. That's pretty easy to do, though, because with our strafing knowledge and the claw hammer, we can bash his noggin in real easy. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, we have muscle strain. We should probably give that a rest to not overwork our limbs. So, for the rest of the zombies, I think we're gonna use a fence line and use our stomping power to kill the rest. Fence lines are very powerful if you know how to use them correctly. It can also lead to your death, much like it has me multiple times. Especially with sprinters, but we're not playing with those right now. So for this first week guide, I recommend only killing one zombie at a time for fences, until you get more comfortable dodging lunges and hitting them in the head accurately. As just one zombie knocking you over with a lunge is not a death sentence, as the zombie needs to get up as well in order to bite you. So we will be attracting them in one at a time, making sure to hit them before the lunge animation procs. That's gonna be another one taken care of. It's actually pretty cool how you have a reason to stomp down zombies now rather than just not waste condition on your weapon. Also, it looks like we got a nice pair of work boots and socks on that construction dude. The socks would be good if it was a bit colder, but they don't really offer any protection, so it's a negative gain for me right now. The boots, however, are a huge boon for us. For one, they give max scratch and bite protection for our feet, but even better and more useful, they give a stomp damage multiplier. I'm not sure by how much, but it's very noticeable compared to shoes. Now that we have the boots though, let's go try it off on a zombie. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We absolutely brained him in one good stomp. I do see some more zombies off in the distance, but they are way out there, so I'm not really too worried about them right now. And now that the coast is clear, I can say our goal for this day. I think focusing on clearing out the surrounding zombies and looting in nearby homes is going to be a productive way to spend our time. That way, if there's any distraction or event, there won't be as many zombies trying to destroy me in every step of the way. It also gives me opportunities for supplies. And I think the best place to start that off right now is going to be looting the van I neglected previously. That should be a good opportunity for some supplies. There is a zombie coming in, which we can take out very easily, and I did see one in the distance, so let me go look around very quick to spot them. I don't see them anywhere. Ah, right there. You can see them right in the front yard. We should be able to kill the both of them very easily using our stomps. Now, I won't be shoving the zombies down because that does use up arm fatigue as well. So yeah, we're gonna be avoiding that. So I want to avoid using our arms as much as possible, saving them for rainy occasions. Maybe what I can do for this is lead them in one by one. She's currently looking the opposite way, so I think we will have a good opportunity attracting the red mullet guy over there. They're both looking in opposite directions, so I should be able to just dance within the line. Okay, she turned around. That's good. They didn't see me, probably because of the car. Never mind, they definitely do. We have a fight on our hands then. I am going to go around the house to maybe lose line of sight, and hopefully only one or two should follow me through. Yeah, it looks like it did perfectly. Only one zombie came towards me. They came in the wrong direction though, but hey, I will take it. Boom, that's gonna be another one down in a single hit. Now we're gonna skirt the side of this fence line to see if I can attract the others. This is also a good point to mention that the stealth system did get revamped, but I don't think the picket fence with the spaces in between is gonna conceal us very well. But if I want to avoid zombies and their glare, you can go near wooden fences that are tiny and hug them very closely, being able to avoid most of them. I don't see anything here. Oh, nope, never mind. How did I not see that? Okay, well, it looks like we got them separated anyways. 2 more easy stops for me. Always making sure to check behind me before we fight them. Oh man, I love the new sounds for combat, by the way. It makes it feel so much more visceral. I think that's gonna be most of them. There is that house, which might be a problem very soon. So much so that I'm gonna take care of them right now. It does look like the majority of the group did lead themselves inside, so I should be able to lead them out one by one. I gotta say, that's quite a few more than just one, but they are coming in very spaced out, so we should be able to put some real damage in them. That's 1 down. Up next, we have another 5. Oh, that's so nice. That's gonna be this home taken care of. Oh, and while we are here, I need to mention one more thing. The area in which you hit zombies on the floor actually matters, so if you want to hit zombies very well, make sure you position your character to actually hit them on their head, right? If I hit the zombie in her legs, I won't be able to kill her. As you see, it took about 7 hits to kill her instead of just the 1 or 2 I would have had at her head. So keep that in mind when you're fighting zombies on the ground. It also means the same for the weapons. Glancing through the dead zombies, all we have are a couple of keys, and we're getting pretty damn hungry. This lowers our strength modifier, which also lowers our capacity to carry things. I will drop off the tin can on the street. Please don't sue me for littering, and we will grab some food. Oh yeah, I forgot, we have no food. We do have some brown sugar, which does lower our hunger, but I'm gonna hold off on that just for now because we can use that for future crafting recipes. I also am noticing right over here there's a little offshoot inside our home. I think this might be a basement, which is a very good sign. The door is currently locked, but I think if we find a multi-tool, a handy knife, or a screwdriver, we can actually disassemble the door for easy access. I'm also really surprised we don't have the key to our own house, but hey, who am I to judge? Maybe I misplaced it somewhere. I do know one thing though, that van is mine. And inside, we can finally see that we have some leather gloves. That's very nice. A pager, which is pretty useless right now. The bottle opener, I don't think we really need that. Cigarettes, don't need it unless we were a smoker. Inside of the front seat, we have some pliers, an empty plastic bottle. That is genuinely huge. I'll keep the pliers in there for now. And inside the trunk, oh my, wow, that is... Okay, we have how to use generators. That's a very good magazine to find this early. Why don't I have this luck in my other series? Of course it happens in the tutorial. We also have an extra hard hat, some more weapons, including a tire iron, which is gonna be something preferable to the hammer. It might do a little less damage, but the hammers we can save for more, hands-on tools. There is an iron pipe and another empty bottle. I will be grabbing all of this and lugging it back to my base. Also, good news, we can attach the tire iron to our back slot, saving up some space. And speaking about space, I am going to be dropping off the weapons we aren't using right now. Filling up the 2 plastic bottles. There is an event that happens in the future, by the way, where water does cut out, so having a small stockpile of water with whatever containers you find can be pretty important to your survival. I will drop off the magazine to read once it gets a little bit more dark, in which it is very quickly. I think we have enough time for 2 more homes to loot though. I will be going for that home down there and that one over there. Starting off with the more affluent looking one. Inside, I don't see any zombies so far, but we're gonna give it a nice cursory glance. The front yard does have another conspiracy theorist zombie. They are looking a different way though, so we will leave her to her own devices. In the front, we have a garage, and over here, the door seems to be clear. I'm gonna open it. It's unlocked. That's nice. And we will take our time looting very thoroughly. I hear no signs of the undead. It's free to loot. Already, that is a huge boon. That's a free baseball bat right there. I really like long blunt weapons, especially compared to bladed weapons, because if you hit a zombie, their clothing condition won't go down, so I can steal some very nice armors off of the dead. We have some jeans in there and a magazine. The battery is nice if it was any charged. The paint is also pretty useless right now, though. Oh my, it is dark in here. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. Lights are really important, and I'm really sad we haven't found a... Okay, never mind. Speak and you shall receive. That is a generator as well, man. What is going on today? Oh my, it is Christmas for us today. We got a welding torch, a couple of nuts and bolts, and bolt cutters. Those won't be too useful right now, but I will take them just to grab. We got a flashlight, which is the best part so far. Sadly, we don't have a way to attach it to our character, so the only way we can power it on is by equipping it with our secondary slot. But with that, we will be able to see in the dark. Over here, there's a plastering trowel, some canned corn, an entire box, you say? Okay, I'll grab that in a minute. What's over here? Oh my, another box of canned potatoes. That is new and that's very nice. Over here, we have a washing room with nothing inside. A couple of alcohol wipes and tweezers, which is always good to have for medical reasons. You can use the alcohol wipes to clean wound infections, not the ones you get from zombies, just basic ones. Sterilization with alcohol wipes also has the added benefit of making wounds heal quicker, and tweezers are nice if I get into a crash or get in some glass, I can remove them with those. The bedroom has an electric guitar and a leather coat. I will take the leather coat for armor, as it gives me 20 bite defense and 40 scratch defense, which is really damn big. We have a catalog for hit vids. We might be able to scout that out if I read this. No, that doesn't seem to be the case. Inside of the bathroom, we have an empty bleach bottle. Inside of the kitchen, we have one fresh cherry, one frozen pork chop, a bowl with sugar cubes, one seltzer water, tortilla chips, and pepper. Finally finishing it off. We're also getting drowsy, and if you check our encumbrance, we are feeling pretty weighed down, so I'm gonna save the looting for next time. What I can do instead is drop off our extra supplies. Equipment and electronics inside of the closet, taking the battery for our flashlight. Food inside the fridge. Let me take out the tin can and towel very quick. Finishing it off with the containers under the sink. I will be filling up the bleach bottle and the bowl with extra water. With the rest of the day being kind of shunted away, I am gonna be taking it real easy. Grabbing the pork chop and popping it inside our oven. This time though, I'm gonna be staring it down like a watchful hawk. There it is, everyone. We have a freshly cooked pork chop. We will eat all of that, making sure to turn off the stove to avoid a very fiery end, and I will sleep for the rest of the day. I am a little bit worried about the, that window being there, so to make sure I'm just a little bit safer, I'm gonna grab our television, and we're gonna bring it with us into the bedroom. Placing it right next to the doorway. Surprisingly, I can't place furniture right in front of the doors. I'm pretty sure they changed that so you don't soft lock yourself and kill your character. But hopefully when zombies do break in, they will get distracted by the television and to get caught up by it for me to react. It's not the best, but it'll have to do for now. We are tired, and we're full to bursting. I will see you tomorrow. Waking up at an early time of 8 a.m. on July 11th. Let's turn on the lights and we will get a move on for the rest of the day. I'm feeling pretty darn refreshed, though before I do head out to loot that home over there and potentially the 3 over there, going off towards a hardware store to finally get some tools to barricade everything, I am going to be pulling up my map and marking down some locations. I did pick up a pencil inside of this fanny pack, which I can use to mark down certain areas on our map. If you look at the top right, we can pick a certain amount of symbols to use. So this way I know exactly what I've looted so far, which is going to be you and you. It might not seem like much right now, but making this a habit will save you in the long term because you won't have to go through every single house thinking if you looted it or not. The map will tell you exactly what you've done so far. Now I'm feeling pretty damn confident to head on out. Checking the curtains to go outside the front. Killing that bozo up there. Moving over towards this home here. The window in the side of the home is smashed in, but I think that's from a zombie trying to break out rather than in, so the coast should be clear. You should always take your time though, because all it takes is one blind spot corner. So far, we're good. Let's start looting. Grabbing a stalk of cauliflower, some packaged peas, a box of cereal, a bottle of cow's milk just out in the open. Finally grabbing some kidney beans, pepper, seasoning salt, and an empty saucepan. I'm honestly surprised we didn't use this as our first weapon, as there's almost one in every single home. You can also use a frying pan. Just make sure you get pretty creative with the weapons you use at the start of the game. We got pretty lucky with the claw hammer, but the saucepan would do in a pinch. I will be grabbing that for recipes though. Boasting an entire box of seeds. 4 whole bags in total. Wow, that's really nice. One cool thing about Build 42 is that if you're curious about the seasons that the seeds grow in, you can read these. Matter of fact, let me look at it right now. And hello? Oh, okay. That's pretty terrifying. We'll push him over and boink him once in the head. He's down. Thank you for the matches. That's why you should always have your head on a swivel and also have your headphones in all the time playing this game. It looks like it was just the lone zombie, so we're safe. But yeah, if we look at the bell pepper seed packet, we can see that we've read it, and if I check my character info and our recipes and media, we can see over at the agriculture tab, we can see that bell peppers grow best in June and terrible in July, with the whole season including May, June, and July. So if I wanted to, we could grow bell peppers for the start of this month. Barley, however, would be good in September, October, November, taking 240 days. Cauliflower would be good in March, April, and May, with winter wheat being good in September, October, and November. So yes, having those in mind is going to be very nice if you ever decide to grow your own farm. And to be fair, we could grow our farm right now. I will save that for another day though. I am instead gonna be looting up to the north and clearing out the parking lot at the school, as there seems to be quite a few zombies that always find their way over towards my home. This could get a little bit dangerous as I count about 7 zombies, but 2 of them are separated by a fence line. Sorry, 3 of them are separated by a fence line, and 4 of them are out in the open. We can, however, use the cars and the fence line here as a pretty good barrier for them. So we are going to approach very slowly in stealth mode, and I'm going to see if I can snipe the awareness of one of the zombies. The way I'm going to be doing that is slowly approaching them, going in small circles to see if I can grab the attention of just one. Just like that, yeah, we're able to drag him away from the group, and that's going to make a 4v1 into a 3v1. It's stuff like that that's really gonna be really beneficial to learn. Ooh, also, this guy had some knee pads on him and some work boots. I'll take the knee pads right now for extra protection. And the pocket knife is just a good find in general. Work boots about the same as the one we have, so we won't be grabbing those. Let's go kill the rest of them now. Oh, dude, that was some beautiful handiwork on me. And if you look at that construction zombie, I spy with my little eye a screwdriver. How many zombies are inside of the school, by the way? We could potentially turn this into a base, but I am hearing a lot of banging going around there. So we're gonna save that for another day. What matters is that we got that screwdriver, which gives me access to our home's basement. On top of that, there is a shovel, which I will use as a weapon right now because, you know, we are in the middle of the day. There is a pipe wrench, which is a good tool to have in general. There are also a couple of keys on the ground, so I'll be yoinking all of those. Looking to see what's inside the vehicles. Inside the van, we have some duct tape. That's very nice. And by very nice, I mean that's genuinely huge, and I'll show you that very soon. Oh my, in here we have a lot of goodies. A rubber hose, which we should be able to use for siphoning out gas. I could be wrong on that. 3 planks, some bricks, gloves, railroad spike pullers, steel rods, more screwdrivers. I will be grabbing those planks for later, but right now they can stay inside. There is a zombie coming out to attack me. Let's give him the old donk and bonk. Yeah, see ya later. inside of the purple car, we have a alcoholic. That is 10 empty glass bottles. I'm gonna take all of that. Not before looting the rest and making sure my escape is assured. There's also more duct tape inside. Even more beer bottles. Wow, this guy really likes to drink. That's gonna be my treasure and his trash. There's another zombie coming in there. That's exactly why I didn't want to overload my character right now, as we are only weighed down a tiny bit and a little uncomfortable, probably from the knee pads. Let's take care of you. And you very soon. By the way, windows function the same as fences. The only thing you need to keep in mind for windows, though, is that they are functionally a choke point, so if there's a lot of zombies, they're all gonna cram through one single spot, which is a dangerous situation to be in. Okay, what is inside here? We have some flyers. I don't think I want those. I will, however, take the surgical mask, which should help out with the smell. There's also a flask with rum. I'm not sure if we can use that as a disinfectant, but I'll take it, and the bandage, which is way better than the ripped sheets. In the trunk, oh, wow. So I'm starting to see a story with it. We are currently at a school. I think this is a school nurse's car, and that's probably one of the teachers or the principal being an alcoholic. That's very cool storytelling. There's also one more zombie down here. Once we're done killing him, I'm gonna grab all of our supplies and slowly make our way back to my house. Oh, fun fact, by the way, muscle strain does not only go for the limbs, but also our torso. So carrying this big load is really hurting us. So I'm gonna head over very quickly. As you see as well, we are taking minor damage for the amount of weight we are in. The only good news, though, is that you can't get killed while overloaded, but it will affect your character quite a bit. So let's drop off all the glass and supplies, and once we're done with that, let's go check out that basement. Alright, let's see what's inside now. I'm very curious to see what we're gonna find inside. Also, I will say, make sure you check your back whenever you do these timed tasks, because it does leave you vulnerable for a very long time. If I look in the back, I see no zombie in sight other than the two up there, and by the time they make it over to me, I'm already gonna be done with what I'm doing, so I'm not too worried about them. If I look in the back, we're pretty clear. One cool fact, by the way, about basements is that they're completely randomly generated, so what I find down here will not be the same of what you find inside of this home. So anything can be down here, and I am excited. Alrighty, it's open. Before I go down, though, I will be equipping the flashlight, popping in a fresh battery. Let's go head down now. Very slowly. Oh, cool, we got lights here. Okay, that works as well. Is it on or is it off? I think that's on. And so far... Oh, jeez. Okay, that's exactly why we, take our time going into places. That could have been a very bad situation. Sorry. Maybe that's why, what was a lady doing inside my house? This is my house. Wait a minute. Yeah, there's just some glass and beer bottles down here. We will take those, and yeah, we'll have cleared it out. Now that we are done with that, I think we're gonna go check out some of the northern homes before it gets too dark out. Being very thorough about killing every single zombie here. There's a group of 3 in front of there. I also spot 3 more down there. We should be able to kill them one by one. Okay, it looks like we have a new variant of zombie. We have the slouchers, everyone. Usually these ones are either A, leaning up against a wall or fence line, or B, just sitting near a window bashing it. They are pretty docile until you get very close to them, so we're gonna leave them to their own devices and get this guy trying to sneak up behind me. But what you can do is just walk in front of them very briefly or give them a quiet shout to attract them to your location. We are gonna be digging this guy a grave first, though. Not bad. Oh, I took out his jaw with it as well. Okay, if I crouch and approach them and quietly shout, I should be able to get him up. Or not. Okay, he's glued down there. I'm going to get a wide berth and walk on over then. Hello, sir. There he goes. Now we can kill him normally. Oh, and there's 2 zombies. Let's avoid that mess, and we're gonna switch over to our weapon. By the way, you can notice that zombies have different speeds, right? I'm gonna run down a bit. This is something new as well. Zombie stats are randomized. This guy is blistering past even without the lunge animation, while that guy in the back is going really slowly. These guys are a little bit more scary to deal with, but again, you can just hit them in the head and separate them from the pack. These ones are also scary, for the reason that they're very docile coming up towards you, but as soon as you get close, boom, they speed up, okay? You want to avoid getting caught by that. Speaking about getting caught, we have 2 more zombies right over here. We will use the fence line to very good effort and let them come on in using our feet. You gotta give those hands a break when you can. Okay, that was a bad call. I almost tried to attack them with the fence line. There's 2 of them right now. We should be able to handle them with the shovel. Also, one pro tip, when you are fighting groups like that and there's like 2 or 3, one thing you can do, which I find is very powerful, is you do a swing and then a shove. And by doing that, when you're backing up, your character's not going to get caught up by the animation of recovering from the swing, so you can immediately push after swinging, juggling 2 zombies pretty well. If I find another group, I will showcase just that. We are getting pretty hungry though, but I think the coast is looking pretty clear, so let's loot these final 4 homes. Oh, never mind, we have 1 more zombie here. Oh, actually, scratch that. We have 2 zombies right over here. Perfect. I'm gonna switch over to my hammer to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Let's get them close up, just like that. You are still faster than them, even when they're lunging. Oh, we have 3 over here. Okay, that's a little bit unintended, but it works. So I'm going to hit, and then shove the other zombie. As you see, you can juggle zombies very well. It's getting bad, so we're gonna run away, do a little loop-de-loop, and we are getting drowsy, so after we kill these 4, we're done. Alright, so hit, wait, shove. Hit, wait, shove. As you see, you can basically juggle even 3 zombies with that. Now, I will say, it is a lot more dangerous to do that, so I recommend you do it very slowly and get used to it before you, fight like 5 zombies at once, like me, while tired. This is what you don't do. Matter of fact, if I were playing this a little bit more safer, what I would actually do is lead the zombies away, loop up right back through my house, and cut line of sight just like this. I could kill them, but we are looking not too good right now, so yes. We have a lot of muscle strain and a lot of moodles going against me. Okay, there's still 2 zombies coming after me, but that's not that bad. We'll kill you very quickly. Oh, now we're exhausted. Okay, that's really not good. We're gonna go cut line of sight again with the homes, and I will deal with them another day. Potentially using the white picket fence here as a way of blocking line of sight. It might not work too well, but it's better than nothing. Also, hello there. That's new. Let's hop over the fence. Ooh, it's getting bad. Okay. This is a good reason why you need an escape strategy. We're gonna go through the house we've already cleared, then I'll loop back through to my actual home, making this a problem for future me. But yes, this is why I highly recommend starting a base immediately if you're new to the game, because having a small little place that you can rest up at and go back to is invaluable in this game. Okay, we should have gotten rid of most of them. We can slink back in our back door, shut the curtains, and sleep for the rest of the day. And now that we are back at base, we can do some of the more menial labor. For one, we can showcase our protective values. With the coat plus the knee pads and gloves, you can see that our protection is pretty damn good. Especially our legs and feet right now. Our coat is a little bit sad, but if we find a denim shirt, we could increase that quite a bit. Speaking about increasing it, there is another early game recipe that the devs added in Build 42 that's very helpful. I left the front door open. Don't be me. That's really dangerous. I highly recommend shutting any doors you leave upon your base. That was pretty silly. That could have ended in disaster. Anyways, that duct tape we found earlier. We can grab that and a couple of magazines, and if I so desire, like right here, we can make magazine armor. Also, never mind everyone, I guess I'm learning things as well. In order to craft it, we need a surface, which we can use a table inside our bedroom, but even with that, we need the magazine for it. So I won't be able to craft it just yet. But if I do find the magazine, which I probably will at the school, that is going to be a very good expenditure of our duct tape. We can also use duct tape to repair melee weapons. Our shovel is looking decent still, and our claw hammer, we have extras, so I'm not too worried about maintenance. I am a little bit hungry, though. I am going to be eating some, let's see here, cow's milk should still be good. I will drink it, though, because I feel like that's going to go bad first, and I'll finish it off with some packaged peas. One thing you do need to keep in mind is calorie count, and right now, if I look at our diet, we are losing weight because we aren't eating enough calories. We will need to keep that in mind. If I really want to bulk up, though, eating the dried kidney beans would be the vibe. I would like to prepare them, though, maybe in the future. The last thing I would want to do for this is fill up all of the glass bottles we found at the sink and maybe wash ourselves off as well, as we're looking pretty darn filthy. That should be very easy while the water is running. With that, it is finally time to sleep. Turning off the television to cover our bases and sleeping at the dead of night, marking down our 3rd day survived. Right on the dot, actually, 9 a.m. We did wake up a little bit later, but that does make sense because we did exhaust ourselves. It is a little bit foggy out, but I'm going to save that for day 324. We've already been through 2 more days. We cleared out the neighborhood, looted some nearby homes, and we can mark them down with our pencil. Next time, though, I think we really need to barricade this home. It's pretty lackluster right now, and even though we do have the supplies, I think we're going to go head into town up over this way to loot the hardware store right over here. There, we should be able to get all of the supplies we need to barricade our house to make it more like a base rather than whatever the hell this is. Anyways, this is gonna be the end so far. I will see you all later. Peace out, everyone. As we sit here washing off all of our clothing to be a little bit more clean, I realize that sleeping in a house with a broken window is not gonna cut it if we want to survive the rest of the week. So today, in our 7-day series, I plan on changing that by looting a hardware store and maybe finding some supplies to finally secure this base to be, more like a base. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to Project Zomboid. And so far, Graham has been doing pretty good for himself. We have killed 50 zombies, surviving for 3 days, and we have a very promising future, as we've already found the generator magazine, a generator within the garage down there, and very soon we will have the loot of 4 more homes that we will need to clear out very soon. On top of that, we're getting bored, so let's head out and get going. Always checking the curtains before we do head out, of course. Walking out into the street, I don't see the zombies that were harassing me last time, but if I were to wager, I think some of them are going to be indoors and the others are going to be behind the homes, because that is where I cut line of sight. There are none down towards the school, and if you look very far right down to that little hallway fence area, that is going to be where we access the hardware store. I'm guessing there's going to be quite a few more zombies there, so I at least want to make sure everything here is good. So I'll be checking out each individual home very thoroughly. Once we are done clearing out all of the homes, we can move on to bringing all of the loot back. I will also say, I see another basement right down there. Is it locked? It is. It's a good thing we have the skeleton key for later. Over here, I don't see any undead. And the same goes for these 2 homes over here. Now that I mention it, I think the zombies are going to be down at this home right there. Also, while we're at it, let's go mark those down. Surprisingly, there are no zombies inside. I guess they must have wandered elsewhere. Not gonna lie, that's pretty darn concerning, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from not looting these homes here, starting with the one at the bottom, moving our way on up. So let's see what we have. The car is unlocked, and if you don't know, if the trunk is unlocked, you can actually access the trunk from the dashboard, then unlocking it back here, with it boasting a gas can. That is awesome, actually. I can take some of the gasoline out of my van, and we can actually get power running. That's awesome. Is there any gas inside the car? Oh yeah, there is about 5 full liters. We will be siphoning that very soon. And it does look like we need that rubber hose. It's a good thing I brought it. For now, let's check the interior. Oh my, that is bad. I'm gonna pause the game, everyone. That right there is an alarm. An alarm brings in zombies from quite literally everywhere. This is really bad, but also a good demonstration on what to do. Okay, maybe not. I'm a little bit panicky because I was not expecting that just from day 3 alone. I'm going to cross my fingers, though there's gonna be some zombies maneuvering in. We are gonna run away back to our house, and we're gonna sit put for a little bit, okay? As the last thing I would want right now is a couple of zombies getting my location and stalking me through. Hopefully, it doesn't bring in too many zombies, but while that's going on, we can rest up a bit. Worst case scenario, by the way, we take the van over there and get the hell out of here. I'm crossing my fingers that's not gonna happen, but if it does, we will be grabbing the bare essentials like the rubber hose, the pocket knife for crafting, and the tortilla chips for emergency food. While we are here, I'm gonna eat an entire box of cereal. Just dig right in, buddy. That might be your last meal. We're gonna sit inside for about 30 minutes in-game, and hopefully by then the zombies will have found a very nice place to rot in. Yeah, we can sit down a little bit and just wait. Also, I'm gonna drop the surgical mask in my bag. That's gonna be the 30 minutes. Let's go give it a little peek outside and see how bad things are. So far, so good. We might have done a lot of the heavy lifting for the alarm to have not hit that bad. One thing I was worried about was a lot of zombies coming from this direction, coming on down and getting lost in between here. That does not seem to be the case. Let's go check the southern area. Yep, down here, there doesn't seem to be many zombies. I was also worried they would have gotten caught up on the fence line. That's not the case. We are getting a little bit warm, and that's because we are wearing a leather jacket in the middle of July. Finally, it's time to see the real damage, which is gonna be the home right down there. I do spy with my little eye one zombie, but I don't see any more aside from that. We may have been the luckiest survivor in Riverside, everyone, and I think it's mainly because of this fence line right up there, right? Because normally a bunch of zombies would fill in, and this place would be terrible. But because I did put a little bit of proactive measures in killing the 50 zombies around the area, it was not as bad. Not to mention that there's a massive fence line here that zombies have to navigate, which I think stopped a lot of their pathing forward. So now all we have to do is, kill 2 zombies, which is more than easy for us. We're not gonna get overconfident, though, because that's where you die horribly in this game. Let's take care of these 2, take a little peek down at the hallway, and then we can loot once again. Oh yeah, there's a few zombies here. That's 2 more, 3 more, with a backpack. Let's lead them back really quick. Oh, and there it is. That is a problem, everyone, and that's exactly why you only fight 1 zombie at a time on a fence line. He got me with the lunge. It did not affect me, and if you do get scratched during a lunge animation, it is more than likely going to be you tripping over that activates the injury, so you should be safe. So if you do get scratched that way, don't worry that you're going to be infected. It's not that bad. The rest of them are coming in very slowly. I am very happy I took it extremely slowly. That's going to be like 5 zombies down and a new backpack. With 15 capacity and 70 encumbrance reduction. That is a huge improvement compared to the one that I've been using before. So I'll be transferring over the materials, and in order to reduce, reuse, and recycle, we will untie the sling bag, then ripping it up for some good supplies. There's 1 more zombie here. Okay, 3, 4 more. There's actually a few more than I would have thought. We will kill them very methodically. Man, I love fence lines. Okay, we killed another one down over there. I think there's going to be 3 more zombies over here. I will also say one problem that I feel a lot of older players will come across is that the rendering is a little bit different and everything feels like you can see it, right? But that's not the case, and I feel like it's going to be a lot easier to get jumped from behind in this build compared to others. I am spying with my little eye 2 more zombies. Yeah, we can probably kill those with our shovel, then it's finally time to loot. I have no idea what that zombie was doing, but the backyard is now clear. I'm guessing it's because of the awareness range that some zombies have differently compared to others. I think she may have been a blind zombie. Also, that is a chef zombie, or maybe like a waiter. I'm gonna go check down this hallway really quick because it seems like a lot of the zombies are funneling through there, which is gonna make my hardware store raid a little bit more difficult. Especially now that we already have minor muscle strain. Okay, we'll give our muscles a bit of a break. I am going to cross my fingers nothing else pops up there. Anyways, what do we have in here? Shutting the door behind me, that's important. We have a line of firecrackers that might be a good distraction, a tennis racket, measuring tape, light bulbs, steel wool, which might be useful for maintenance, a fresh bowl of uncooked soup, potatoes, ramen noodles and chips, a sewing kit with exactly everything we need. I have no idea if we need everything here, so I'm just gonna take the whole kit with me. Finally, within the bedroom, we just have stockings and a bra. Time for the basement. Also, where was that keyring? Oh, it's right here. Oh, look at that. It actually does have something very nice in it. It's not the key to the basement like I was hoping, but it is a key to the car, which gives me an idea. Why lug my stuff all the way back and forth when I can just load up the trunk here and drive down? Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. It also looks like more zombies are coming in from that hallway, so my suspicion is feeling pretty damn accurate right now. I just hope that there's gonna be an end in sight real soon. That is going to be all of our supplies so far. We have like 3 other homes to go with it, including the basement. Okay, I really like the ambiance down here. By the way, a basement base would be pretty damn cool. I don't see anything too stand out, but I do see a couple of shelves which might reveal some good stuff. Let's see. We have a very long stick, a steel sheet, a small handle, which I don't think we will be able to use to assemble a hammer if it breaks the handle. Yeah, in order to assemble that, we're going to need a long handle and a maintenance level, including a workbench. I have no idea where you'd find that yet, but maybe we'll find it very soon. We do have a single nail with us, though. That's pretty nice. A laundry machine with nothing, a hacksaw. That's really good. With that, we complete the trifecta of having a hammer, a screwdriver, and a hacksaw, giving me abilities to disassemble just about every piece of furniture. So, I could technically barricade our home by disassembling all the stuff inside here, because we now have all of the needed tools, but I'm still gonna wager on the hardware store, because we could get an axe out of there, which would be very nice. There's also a punch and chisel set with a wood saw. We'll take both of those. It's always good to have them. It also looks like the saws have conditions now, so I'm guessing we will need to replace that very soon. Okay, we got everything of use out of here. Let's go check out the neighboring home. Featuring a duffel bag, which is better than our school bag. It technically has a little less encumbrance reduction, but you can carry 3 extra units of stuff, so I'll be taking that. And to be honest, I'll be taking the full bag as well. Having the more bags is always more helpful. We also have how to survive a tiger attack. I think that's just for entertainment, but it could be useful. There's also Trapping Volume 1. That could be good while we're waiting inside to rest up from muscle fatigue. There's a cordless phone, some chicken and butter, an RPG manual and comic book, and another claw hammer. Hell yeah, I'll take another one of those. This house over here has a red pen for map marking, vice grips, powdered onion, a zombie outside it sounds like. Yeah, right there. Okay, let's let him in. Close the door behind him so he doesn't kill me. And this is another good tip. If you sit on top of a zombie or stand on top of them, they cannot get up. So if you're fighting 2 zombies, you push one over and you can get the other one to get a little bit of distance by shoving them. You can stand on one and it's effectively a 1v1 while you fight the other one. Finishing this one off with a single kick. Or 2. 3? Oh, wow, you are greedy. That actually does show that drowsy does really affect your combat abilities, so we don't want to stick around here more than we need to. And here, we have a knee-length skirt. Okay, one more home. I will mark them all down as looted, and we can go get some sleep. Very well needed sleep. Oh, we got another zombie. Easy fence line. Inside, we can loot some painkillers, some paperback books, copper scrap. I'm not gonna take that. I think it's pretty junky. Metalworking Volume 1 and Carving Number 2. Okay, that's pretty damn nice. There's actually 2 books of metalworking. There's also a kitchen with some kettles, hot dog buns, and a sausage. Hold on a minute, we might be able to cook up something. A can opener and bread knives. Okay, that's everything here. We're gonna head back to the original home, take the car into our driveway, and drop off the stuff. Probably tomorrow because it's getting really late out for me. So I'm really hoping this car right down here starts up. It does. Now, the reason why I didn't drive up to the homes with the car in the first place is that it does attract a lot of zombies. So I'm going to keep an eye towards that fence line to see if I accidentally get the attention of a couple undead freaks. So far, I think we're good. This car is not the best, but it is something. And by something, it makes my looting trip a little bit easier than having to drive the car or van right up all the way over there. We're back home. I will park my car in front of the window to kind of give the zombies another barrier. That is a damn good idea. I think that's good enough. I am gonna go get some sleep, and I will see you tomorrow. And so we wake up for another day. Someone lost the game. Alright, we have survived for 4 days, killing 69 zombies so far, and during the meantime, I went ahead and prepared the sausage. Sadly, I couldn't make brats by combining the sausage with the hot dog buns, but we are gonna grab a couple of those. I did leave most of the food outside because I didn't want to move around materials while it was so dark out, but if you look at this bag here, I repurposed it into a go bag. So now it has a bunch of basic supplies, and if we need to get moving immediately, I can take this and leave. My plan is to load it inside the van up over there so we have a means out. It's not really the best put together, but it is definitely better than nothing. So let's go do that right now, looking around, revealing no zombies in the area. That's what I love to see. Not the stench. The stench definitely sucks. Also, I realized this van has 113 carry weight. That is so damn good. I am definitely really happy we got this van. Okay, we got it in there. We're all set. Before I forget as well, let's go mark down all of the homes we've looted. That definitely reaffirms my goal in barricading this home to be built out proper, and I think the car did save me from a pesky home intruder. That should be everything so far. Surprisingly, the bowl of soup is still good, and we also placed down the sewing kit to look a little bit more nice on our cupboard. The place is definitely looking a bit more dirty. What matters is that our body is in peak condition, aside from the slight damage. I also won't be driving into the hardware store because that will attract a lot of unneeded attention. I will be driving it in to grab a lot of the supplies, but I'll only do that if I know the coast is clear, which is something we're gonna see very soon. Walking down so far, it does look pretty clear. How does my edge over here look? It looks not clear. There's one zombie. Now it's time to slowly hug this wall and cross my fingers that the hardware store is not completely overrun. One thing did change with Build 42, by the way, and it's kind of a Romero-esque based distribution system for zombies, which means the more a place was frequented in life, the more zombies are going to be there, right? So if we go to the city, go to a mall, there's going to be a lot of zombies, which means there's going to be quite a few undead in the town center. I already spot 2. And if I continue down a little bit more, I'm gonna avoid the corner because we could get jumped there. I do have an idea, which is gonna be pretty risky. There are a lot of zombies here, but I will showcase it just in case you find too many zombies that you can't clear up manually. First things first, we are gonna grab the attention of all of the undead in the area, making sure to avoid them. If you need to get some extra distance, just a jog, but you should be able to outwalk almost all of them. Right there, I'm gonna hit a little bit of running, and my entire plan is to grab the majority of these zombies and give them the old loop-de-loop, making the Nails and Nuts tool store a little bit less, zombie-infested, right? So I will be heading down here, grabbing the aggro of every zombie in the vicinity. Come on. Yep, even you on the ground, buddy. Or, actually, you can stay there. Okay, we got most of them. Let's go head around, make sure they're all grouped up, and slowly lead them on down. Yeah, that's a pretty sizable horde if you ask me. And definitely not one my body can handle. Alright, let's make sure that most of them aren't losing track of me. Beautiful. Oh, wow, there's a lot more coming in. That is a horde and a half. Okay, this is bad. We are going to avoid close contact with these zombies. We're just going to slowly walk in circles, managing my stamina. Right there, that's going to be a run. In this situation, using any form of combat is going to be a bad call, okay? It's going to be exhausting as is, but it should be worth it. How's the horde looking? Pretty big. I think we can handle the rest that are kind of on their own. We'll do one more loop around the tree. And right now, my plan is going to be slowly maneuvering on down here, looping around, and hopefully cutting line of sight with the majority of these zombies. I will say, with the new changes to zombie speed and apocalypse mode, this might get a little bit dire. Also, in order to make sure you don't miss anything, this is going to be pretty boring, but I am going to speed up the time. So yes, I will see you until then. Okay, everyone, I think we have led the zombie horde pretty far apart. I'm pausing the game to elaborate a little bit more on my whole idea. I will say right now, if you plan on using this method, make sure you have a place to actually dispose of the zombies. Sadly, because we're in a town area, we don't have a lot of trees to offload them at, but that is one of my favorite spots to put massive hordes of zombies, is going to be a forest or other patch of woods that you don't see yourself going into. Of course, with us being in a town, I am instead going to be following the fence line back through around to the school, and hopefully then I can loop around and dispose of the majority of them. I will say this is a lot different compared to the original Build 41 mode because of the zombie speeds, so you are going to have to be pretty patient in leading the zombies back and forth. What I like to do is just go up and down and kind of strafe around. If there's a lot of straggler zombies, what you can do is a full jog loop around, and you can make sure that like those three down there actually are still heading towards your location. Come on, you three. Yep, just like that. Beautiful. And now that we do have the intention of all of them, it's time to give them the loop by going around the fence line. I would jump over, but that is a gamble for your life that is going to exhaust you, so unless it's a very bad situation where it's life or death, or I'm extremely athletic, I like to avoid that. Alright, awesome. We can hug this wall right down here, hopefully losing most of them. In order to seal the deal, I'm going to be going through the backyards of these homes as well, cutting through the fences, slowing them down with a litany of obstacles. Okay, that should be the majority of them dealt with. We will strafe right on through these homes, and hopefully, when I turn around, we should be good. I am wet and hot, but we are alive and well. Matter of fact, let me go head back to my house, now that we've dealt with the majority of them, to eat and rest up. By the way, if you didn't know, if you sit down on a couch, your character will heal from exhaustion a lot more. We're going to give that 20 minutes, eating a full hot dog bun in the meantime. Delicious. We are a little bit uncomfortable, but that's going to be from my knee pads. It's something we can live with. Alright, let's go head out, and hopefully the hardware store will be clear. It also reveals that driving a car into that busy area will be suicide, so we won't be doing that. I am crossing my fingers that Gambit worked, by the way. And it looks like it actually did. Wow, yeah, there's a couple of stragglers, but that is nothing compared to how it was before. Oh man, I am feeling good. And we will see the rewards very soon. Please die, ma'am. Holy hell, you got a thick skull. Yep, right up there. Also leveling up Light-Footed, the Nails and Nuts tool store. Maybe with that extra level of Light-Footed, we can sneak up behind the zombie? No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. We will stab her in the head with a screwdriver, though. Just like that. Ooh, that is a damn good shot. We got 2 more down here. We're gonna slowly back up. I am going to reset my position, so I am backing up towards familiar ground. There seems to be a zombie behind me, so hopefully we can take care of these 2 before that, you know, becomes a problem. I like having my back towards a fence line that I know no one can sneak up on. Also, we just did the strategy where you can sit on one of the zombies. It's very, very helpful. Come on, push you over, buddy. I am going through a little bit of pain from the fatigue. One silver lining with the fatigue system is the higher level you are in weapons, the better it's going to be. Okay, 3 more zombies. I hope we have this in the bag. Oh, the muscle strain is hitting real bad right now. Okay, there's definitely a few more than I was expecting. I'm guessing some of them got hidden from line of sight. We are killing them. We are exhausted, though, so after this zombie, if there's any more, like 2 or 3 more, we need to leave, okay? Restock, refurbish, but I do think we got this in the bag. I'm gonna put away the hammer, and we're just gonna shove these zombies over. Just like that. That one was meaty. I am looking through the dead zombies. I don't really see anything too crazy, so I'm just gonna leave everything there. The one thing I might take is going to be the denim shorts. They are pretty low on condition, so I'm not going to take them, but if I find mint condition ones, those might be better than the jeans I have right now, because the ones we have on right now are making us pretty hot. Though they do give me a little bit of protection, so much so that we have 100% scratch defense on our thighs. But yeah, everyone, here we are, Nails and Nuts. Am I happy to see this store? I see some really good shelves that are stocked. The door is open. No house alarm. Oh, we are good. And while we are here, let's go mark down. Am I clear in here? Let's go check that really quick. No, we are not. I am hearing some commotion, I think in the bathroom. Hello? Yep, right there. Oh, there's a basement. I'm gonna stab you with the screwdriver, so come on inside here. There it is. Beautiful. One cool thing about short-bladed weapons like the screwdriver is that if you get a critical hit, you can instantly kill a zombie no matter your condition. And already we have some good stuff. Some small handles, a claw hammer, duct tape, dust masks, a box of batteries. That's gonna be awesome for my flashlight. Hand drills, a hatchet. That's exactly what I wanted right there. That allows me to chop down trees. 2 seed packets of cilantro, a burlap piece. Sadly, there's no nails so far. That's why I was really doing it. We have more seeds, a salt lick. That's 20 pounds. We really don't need it. This also seems to be a very good spot for animals, by the way. Yeah, we have animal feed bags, backpack sprayers for pesticides. Wait, that's actually so awesome that exists now. Vice grips, a respirator mask. That might be pretty good for our house because it is pretty dang stinky. Funnels, gardening trowels, more seeds, slug repellent. Over here, we finally have the carton of nails. Holy hell, this is big wholesale time now. Wood glue, but anyways, that's a carton of nails. No way. I can't bring them all with me right now, but I sure as heck will pop one of those open. Ho ho! Christmas came early, y'all. Let's go drop a majority of these off, and we will mark this place as the spot for nails. I only need 1 box for my deeds right now. Finally finishing it off with an extra box of nails, wallpaper paste, plaster powder, more seeds, 2 more boxes of nails, graph paper, and fiberglass tape. Used with epoxy and some melee weapon repairs. We're probably not in that yet. I will take the safety goggles though, and we will rest up right on this stool here. Taking a solid 20 minutes to go investigate the basement downstairs. Okay, it is light down here, so it's not pitch black. Oh my This is actually heaven, everyone. Is that a drill press? Oh, yeah, it is, and a bandsaw. I'm not sure if we can use that. If so, I could set up the generator and have us some good tools. Inside the crate, there's knee pads, bolt cutters, steel rods. I am curious about this. Yeah, whoa, you can actually craft things here. Okay, that's awesome. There's a metal bandsaw and a drill press, right? I am also wondering if this is completely randomly generated. In here we have epoxy, ceramic crucibles. If I wanted to start off metalworking, this is where it would be. Sadly, you do need a little bit of investment for it, so we're not at that level yet. We have planks, wood splinters, suit pants, and finally, inside of this little bathroom here, we have a hair iron. Oh, wait a minute, there's a room in here. It's an office. Wow. With some notes and catalogs. I am gonna be taking a few more supplies and we will get a move on back home, everyone. Grabbing some rope. By the way, I forgot to loot this upper area. Grabbing glassmaking volume 1. A blank key and a security pass key ring. I think that's for the homes here. And you know what? Let's go grab an extra box of nails. I think that'll be a pretty darn good haul. I will see you guys back, though. Hopefully there's no zombies on the return trip. Of course, I had to jinx it. There's 2 more zombies here. I think we should be able to handle it. That did make us normally tired, which means we are working at about half damage. I'm gonna skirt right on through, and we will sleep off the rest of the day. I guess we'll finally get into barricading and lawn maintenance next time. Also, if you are curious and there's no hardware store near you, if you need nails, you can disassemble stuff like bookshelves and other furniture like couches, even without the saw, because you can disassemble stuff like beds over here. Let me show you. Yeah, right over there. It's not going to give you a lot of nails if you're not trained, but if you do need some basic planks, that is where you will get them. You can also pick up flooring, I think, and it does have a chance of giving you planks. I am not too sure about that. I know in build 41 it did, but they may have changed that. Yeah, we will worry about that another day. Overall, huge haul. I will drop it off inside the closet, and we will loot through the rest another day. Anyways, if you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more as we work on our base a little bit. And very soon, we will need to deal with the helicopter event. We have survived for 4 days, 13 hours. Once I sleep, it'll be 5 days, killing 86 zombies. Over the past 5 days of survival, we have been very focused on surviving and gathering resources, but if you look around our house right now, it's not very good. Matter of fact, I'd give it a 1 out of 5 stars, and the only reason why I'd give this space a 1 star is because the curtains and windows are covered up, thus reducing visibility lines. And today, on our 5th and potentially 6th day, I plan on changing that by making this an actual base. Anyways, everyone, welcome back to Project Zomboid with your first week in Build 42. We are joined by Graham once again, who has killed 86 zombies, surviving for 4 days, 23 hours, just about 5. And if you remember yesterday, we had just gotten done looting the hardware store. By the way, I didn't realize, but there's multiple symbols for different things, like symbols and loot. So before I do anything else, I'm gonna mark down this area here as a dead symbol because of the amount of zombies, and we will mark the hardware store with a hammer so we know to go back. Would you look at that, it's already coming together. But yes, today we are going to be using those supplies we found at the hardware store to craft up some stuff. You could also barricade a house very easily without the hardware supplies if you disassemble stuff, or even just steal all of the fridges from each neighboring house to build yourself a massive fridge wall. The possibilities are endless. We're just going for the classic tried and true barricade approach, which is going to involve 3 things. 1, we need trees. 2, we need a saw to process those trees into planks, and 3, we need an axe to actually chop them down as well. We already have the nails and hatchet, and the hacksaw right in here. The only problem right now is we are in a residential neighborhood and there's not a lot of trees. There's a couple up to the north, and I do think there are some in the backyard there, but it's nothing too big. Actually, looking down to the south, we have a few options. Okay, this is going to be really good. I especially like this spot because we can see through the chain link fence, and I won't be a complete sitting duck chopping down all the trees. I also spy, with my little eye, a couple of stones. Despite the stone not being too helpful right now, I did want to showcase another thing that Build 42 changed, and that's the fact that you can find stuff on the ground and actually pick it up, removing the large stone just like that. So it makes the process of finding a stone or a tree a lot easier. That is a large stone. Holy 40 kilos, maybe not. Thankfully, there are some more adequately sized ones like this one right down here. Would you look at that? 3 can be used to build a campfire, 3 can be used to build a campfire, and you can also make a hammer, which I think is also a little bit harder to craft with the new crafting system. On second glance, it's not that bad right now. All you need is a knife, a tree branch, a stone, and a rag. You do need maintenance level 1 and a surface to craft on, which is exactly why I say maintenance is very important. In order to make a stone knife, what do you need? You still need maintenance level 1, and you need a blade to actually attach to the handle. How can you make a blade? You can do that with napping, which is going to require level 1 napping. So yes, going out into the woods and making a stone axe and hammer combo is going to be a little bit more difficult compared to the other times. I will drop off the stone randomly in my backyard, and we will get started very soon. The only other thing I would want to do right now is maybe drive up my car over so I don't have to walk back and forth to grab the logs. Or better yet, why don't we just use the van, which has way more carry capacity? Yeah, that sounds like a damn good idea. And so I'll drive this really terrible white car out of the way. Maybe like in front of the house so I can use it as a bit of a shielding spot. I will head right on down towards the blue van, driving it over. Also, with the corpses in the air with the bad smell, it's probably a good time to wear our respirator. Ah, much better. It's gonna make me a little bit more uncomfortable, but I think it's well worth it. Let's drive this son of a gun back through. Do you see that in the top left corner? I think that may be a survivor house. Well, I know I was gonna do a little bit of base maintenance, but that might be a huge boon. I also don't see many zombies around the area, so we might be in the clear for this one. I will park my van right out in the front driveway, though, for a speedy getaway, though. And yeah, if you don't know what a survivor home is, basically, the hallmark of one is that it has barricaded windows and doors, and the things you can find inside are extremely nice. I also have to say, why is my luck so good on this series? We found a generator with a generator manual, a perfectly good car, and another drivable car, and now we have a survivor home. This is pretty good. There are a couple of zombies inside, so before I even think of looting, I am going to be taking care of the trash. Fighting them one by one. That's the dream anyways. No zombies are coming up behind me. We can use that as a very easy way to backstrafe. Yes, we are good. Let's take care of you and do a 360 on the house then. Okay, there seems to be another birthday boy right there, another 2 zombies. We should be able to kill them pretty easily. Oh, we whiffed that completely. It was a good thing we followed up with a shove, which shows another use of the shove. It's just nice to have. That's gonna be 2, though. He's gonna be transfixed on that window. How many zombies are down here? It looks like those 2 zombies are stuck on a window. I don't really trust them in that position, though, so we are going to take care of them before doing anything else. Oh, and of course, there's going to be another 4 zombies down there. This is where it starts to get dangerous, everyone. Being in the back of these homes leads to a lot of sticky situations. I'll take care of the 4 in the open right now, though. Boom, that's 1 down with our boot. We have 2 more coming up, 1 slow shambler and 1 fast shambler. Boom, take care of him. Absolutely stomp the brains out of her. It does look like we are overexerting ourselves a little bit, and I did leave home a little bit hungry. I'm crossing my fingers we find something good to eat inside one of these homes, though. Alright, now it's time to deal with the zombies in here. The door is locked. I'm gonna do a little move called going into the dangerous house and killing them manually. Oh, yep, there's 2 more zombies up there. They don't see me. They will see me very soon, though. I'm gonna try and get a stealth kill on one of them. Oh, nope, there's 3. Back to the fence line. Very slow and steady to not waste any stamina. Fence lines are truly your friend. Oh, also, if you don't have a weapon equipped, you can press right-click to hold and left-click to kick if you don't want to, you know, press space every time. That works as well. That's another one down. There's 2 right there. I don't really want to risk the fence lunge. There are 2 more that were pretty grouped up. I'm not going to risk it with the fence lunge. I will kill them with the crowbar. Alternating between shoving and hitting. Our 6 is still good. Yes, we got the stealth kill as well. If you get very good with sneaking, you can sneak up behind zombies and to get an insta-kill without having to fish for a crit. I think that's going to be most of the threats. We are getting a little bit out of breath, so I don't want to stick around here too much. I just want to get in this place and get out. That's also a new level of sneaking. Good job, Graham. You're gonna need it. And the way we're going to be going inside of this house is through this open window here. There is a shelf on the other end, which makes me not want to go through. If you go through a window with a shelf on the end, your character will climb over the shelf, which can stun lock you in certain situations. Instead, what I'm gonna do is use our handy dandy crowbar and unbarricade this window right here. That also gives me more lumber to barricade my home with as well. That also gives me extra lumber to work with my home. Inside, we have a diary. I'm gonna slowly come in here. Okay. It really does seem to be the one zombie. I will stab him in the back. Just like that. Ooh, right in his skull as well. Brutal. Give me that denim shirt. It is going to increase my insulation a bit, but if we look at our protection value, it should have gone up. Yeah, look at that. 55% basically across my torso. Now that this house is clear, it's time to see what goodies they have. First of all, we have a spade, a broken long handle, another plank. I'll be grabbing all of those. A nightstick, which is a pretty decent short blunt weapon. I am also so hungry. Please let there be food. Oh yeah, we're good. Let's eat an entire thing of salami. I'll be grabbing the rest later. We have 2 club hammers, some salt, bubblegum soda, a pack of hamburger buns, which is stale, some cooking magazines, baking trays, a whole bunch of medical supplies, caffeine pills, tongue depressor. I don't know why I'd ever use that, but what's really cool is the extra painkillers and the bleach bottles, which I can empty out. Over here, we have some VHS tapes. And finally, inside here, we have a schematic for filters. That's new. And a handgun case, boasting a Desert Eagle pistol and 3 boxes of 44. How does this look? Did they change up the look of the deagle? No, it still looks very much the same. No, it still very much looks the same. Though they did change up the aiming system, which I haven't had much time to experiment with, so I won't put in my 2 cents there. I'm gonna grab the food, and we will head back Kings. Oh, and not to mention all the planks we're gonna get as well. Let's do that after we drop off our supplies. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Planks don't come cheap after all. Oh, would you look at that, everyone? I was just going through the radio on our dashboard here, and we have the automated emergency broadcast system. This is one thing you would like to keep in mind if you're looking for any radios. The actual frequency itself will change from time to time, but this allows you to see the weather at the start of every hour, so that's really nice. I don't think it'll play anything for now, but this also tells us when the chopper event is gonna hit. Well, that's gonna be real helpful for me. Oh, it really feels like everything is going well for us, aside from that one time the alarm went off. Yeah, and we're also pretty darn thirsty. Well, I guess what we'll do right now is back up right over here, grabbing the planks and dropping it off at the other spot. Then I'm gonna get some damn water. Alright, here it is, everyone. Survivors are reporting developments on the perimeter, running battles between civilians and military enforcement. It looks like they may have added in some extra lore as well. Yeah, stuff is going real bad at the Louisville checkpoint, I think. Enough to make us hungry. Oh, wait a minute. We weren't on the correct channel, everyone. Oh, my bad. Well, I guess we'll save that for another day. We are getting a little bit drowsy, so for the rest of this night, we will chop down trees. As soon as I get exhausted, we are heading on inside, though. Oh, that's fun. It looks like chopping down trees gives us muscle strain. That is very new. I'm gonna chop down at least 2 more trees, especially the big one here, and maybe those 2 up there, then I'll give our character a little break. We are looking a little worse for wear, especially now that we're normally tired rather than drowsy. It would be very nice to get all of this work done right now, though, so I don't have to do it in the future, and I can get a good night's rest, completely resetting our palette. We are finally done, everyone. It probably doesn't help we've been wearing a respirator the entire time. Take that off, buddy. Yeah, there you go. It did make me a little bit tense working off so hard, but we are done. We're unpleasantly hot, we're highly exerted, and tired, so I'm gonna call it quits for the day. By the way, I would not be doing this if I didn't clear out this entire area and double, triple check to make sure no zombies were coming up. Otherwise, you are liable to die a very horrible death. Okay, we are actually on the automated emergency broadcast system now. This is huge. Today average weather, 68 degrees, minimum 59 degrees, mild wind from the southwest, maximum of 15 miles per hour, clear skies. The only part we really care about right now is going to be the helicopter event. Hopefully it will tell us when it hits. No, there's nothing about that. That's fine. I'm gonna leave the car out here because we still have to lug all of the logs back. I will, however, wear my duffel bag, keeping the small bug-out bag inside. I will also turn off the radio so we don't drain the batteries. Beautiful. I will go to sleep, and we will barricade everything tomorrow. It's now 5 a.m. This is the earliest we have ever woken up from. I also think our beard has increased in size since our first day. Oh yeah, it definitely has. We had a full beard before, now we have a scruffy one. So far, we've survived just about 6 days, killing 103 zombies. It's pretty dang surprising when you see how little we've actually explored. There's quite a bit, and I think a majority of it just came from me being uber safe about zombies not being allowed within, like, the area of my house. We can also mark down that we have looted that house right down there. If we look outside, it should be getting to be light. Looking outside right now, it still is a little bit dark, so while we are up in the morning, let's go make ourselves something nice. We did grab a meat patty, or sorry, ground beef, which I can cook into a meat patty, and we did pick up some stale hamburger buns. So even if they are stale, I'm thinking we make ourselves a nice hamburger. We will go into the crafting menu to do just that, making a meat patty. Then chucking the beef patty into the oven alongside of the chicken. You might as well bulk cook some stuff while we have the time. Turning it on, waiting for it to go through. While that's cooking up, we will continue to read. Also, we do need a crate for this closet because I'm starting to just throw stuff on the ground and it's not very good. That's gonna be the chicken and beef cooked up. Now we should be able to make a burger out of it. Oh yeah, we definitely can. We have about 4 burger buns and 3 hot dog buns. Can I make hot dogs? No, just burgers. That's fine by me because we can make them out of chicken as well. Let's add in that beef patty. I will make one from chicken. Throwing in a little bit of oil. I'm not sure why I do that. Pepper. A little bit of salt. Processed cheese, sour cream, onion, and a dash of pickle, making the stale burger into something that makes me less bored and a little bit more happy. Awesome, let's do the same exact thing on this end as well. Yeah, we're getting real spicy with it today. I'll pop both of them within the fridge and I will eat the beef burger right now. Delicious! Now we're only weighed down a little bit uncomfortable and moist, which is the perfect combination to get some real manual work done. And the way I'm going to be doing this today is loading the logs into my backpack, running them back, and sawing them once I'm actually near our base. Two hours of gophering has gotten me about 8 whole logs. I think that'll be more than enough for our base. We could potentially get 2 logs per window, and we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. Yeah, that might be a good play. I'll grab 1 more log for that reason then. Now what I'm going to do is drive up my car a little bit closer, and I'm going to drop off a log at every spot I want to barricade. For one, definitely this spot in here. We can finally put back the table in its rightful place, as well as the TV, especially now that we're not in struggle mode. That right there was a meta event, by the way. Hopefully that doesn't bring too many zombies to my location, but that's the whole purpose of them, is to bring zombies back and forth. I will also say having glass shards inside our home is a bit of a safety hazard, so I'm going to pick that up and drop it outside. By the way, I only recommend picking up glasses if you have leather gloves. If you don't, you could cut your character, which is very bad for your health, believe it or not. I'll drop the glass shards out here, and I will drop off the rest of the planks. I forgot to mention, if you're wondering why I am doing this, it's because you can barricade on both ends of a window, so in theory you could place down 8 planks per window. I'm only going to go 3 to just play a bit more of a conservative role. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good. Now that they're all down, all I have to do is go to a log pile, right-click it, saw them up, and we can instantly get planks to barricade with. So let me grab my nails, open up all 100 of them, including my hacksaw, and we can finally barricade our home into a proper base. It's looking better already, and our muscle strain definitely has a problem with the overloaded burdens. I will also say we are going to be barricading this front door, but I'm not going to barricade it from the outside. So in the advent there is a very bad situation and I need to leave very quickly, I am not completely screwed if I want to go through the front door, as all I need to do is unbarricade it with my hammer, rather than have to, like, you know, go through the entire other door. I doubt it's ever going to come to use, but it's small redundancies like that which is really going to make us survive. So we will barricade the front door and the windows, making this place a fortress. Probably not too much of a fortress to survive the chopper event, though. That event is going to be rough. Alrighty, that's gonna be every single area taken care of. Also, we don't need the sheet anymore because the planks do the same exact job. We will just roll it up, and if I ever need it, it's there. I'm gonna do one little once over of the house, but I think there's gonna be no zombies on the outside, and with that, I think we set up a small farm as well, as we still have an unlimited supply of water coming from our taps. And we have so many seeds to plant. It's gonna be a pretty small farm, but it'll be something to, you know, set us forward. Cool, we have them all red. Let's see which ones would be good for July. That's gonna be bell peppers, lemongrass, and sugar beets. That sounds like a very nice farm to me. I wonder if you can use the sugar beets to bait deer. That'd be a pretty cool thing to add in the future. Okay, no zombies outside. We can go grab the spade right here and dig out some furrows. I'm not going to be making too large of a farm because of the water requirements, but I'm thinking of making 3 rows of 3. Just like that. Okay, to start off, let's open up the bell pepper seed packet. Planting those bad boys like that. We do have about 5 per. Then we're going to move on to the lemongrass, finishing it off with sugar beets. I'm actually so happy over the new variety of stuff we can farm. I'm very excited to see how in-depth you can get with it. And it's only going to be a short time until someone figures out how to add in soil nutrition. That's when the fun starts to really happen. Okay, now that we have everything planted down, let's go grab the soup pot and start to water them bad boys. By the way, if you do start farming on a big scale, I highly recommend you get at least 3 levels in carpentry before you do, as a lot of the recipes require you to have 3 carpentry. As if you search up a rain collector barrel, you need minimum carpentry level 3, which is going to be pretty hard to build up now that you actually have to build out everything. It's just some food for thought is all. That is gonna be all of the water, everyone. I decided to bring the bottles along with me to speed up the process, but now we have a small farm which should hopefully make some plants within, let's see here, within 60 days. It's the same for the sugar beets, the lemongrass, and the bell peppers. So it might be a little bit till we see those actually pay off, but it's pretty damn awesome we got them there. We have no fertilizer, but if there's slugs, we got the slug remover for that. I'm gonna refill my bottles, and this will be a perfect spot to end the episode. When we wake up, it's going to be day 7, actually. Holy. That came a lot sooner than I would have thought, and with that, we will be waiting for the chopper event to survive, and I think that'll be a pretty good beginner's guide for a lot of you. We're gonna save that for another day, though. If you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more as we get a beautiful night's rest. In just 4 more hours of time, Graham will have survived his 7th day within Build 42. It took a little bit, and I have to say, it was well worth it because our circumstances are peachy keen. Because not only do we have food on our table, but we have barricaded windows, a cleared out neighborhood, and it's all about to change very soon. Because even if it's our 7th day, I feel like the big filter is always going to be the chopper event, so I would like to run through that and survive it to best prepare you as well. Anyways everyone, welcome back to Project Zomboid, and as it stands right now, we're pretty darn hungry. So we're gonna eat our chicken processed cheese and beef burger, wrapping up the meal with a diet cola. Eat it up, Graham. It's probably going to be one of the last home-cooked meals you will ever have. Okay, that's the burger done. And with the cola, we are now completely moodle-free. So yeah, right now, the chopper event is going to hit within like 2 to 3 days, maybe even today, if we're unlucky enough. And it's really up to us to prepare for it. Now, if you don't know what the chopper event is, it is a meta event where a chopper will find your location and hover around you for a few in-game hours. And while it may sound good to a new player as there might be a chance of rescue, it is the complete opposite, as that chopper is going to attract quite a few zombies in a large radius. And it's even worse because it's going to linger, meaning all the zombies are going to hone in on your location, which could easily snowball into our barricaded home being overrun with the undead, so we have a few methods of dealing with this problem. First of all, we could risk it and test our actual base security by lingering and having the place get sieged. This has the added benefit of not having to move and go into unfamiliar territory. The only problem is that if it does go south, things are going to go terrible for us, as we lose our only home. Alternatively, we could run away from the area as soon as the chopper event hits, which does have the added benefit of us getting out of dodge. Finally, what we could do though is leave before the chopper event hits, find a nice place in the wilderness, and wait it out in comfort. Then when the chopper event is over, we can head back to our base and it should be relatively untouched. Really, the only problem with it is that we're gonna have to go into uncharted territory, which is no problem for me because we do have our vehicle right on outside. We actually got really lucky in getting 2 vehicles. However, I do realize that having a fully working vehicle is very, very lucky, so we won't be using it in order to escape the chopper event. Instead, what we're gonna do is head off on foot and try our best to survive, giving you the worst case scenario. Not only that, but having to evacuate is going to give you a general idea on what to do if your place gets overrun, and if you weren't so lucky to have a decent spawn such as me. So if your home gets overrun, I will say this method will work. Honestly, calling it a method is a little bit overkill, but it is what it is. Before we go ahead and start to prepare though, there is one last thing I would want to do for our base. And it has to deal with the generator manual we have found. Because reading this has given us access to using generators, which is huge when the power goes out, which can range from 0 to 28 days. And it'd be a good time to give you a small little rundown. So the things you need in order to keep a generator running is 1. Electronic scrap, 2. A screwdriver to fix up the generator, 3. Gasoline, and 4. A home to power it up. Also 5. A generator. That one's kind of obvious though. So yeah, we're gonna go head back down to the small garage area, picking that bad boy up and dropping it outside in the back here. Now, I will say one thing about generators is that they are extremely heavy, so you want to make sure the entire area is clear before you go ahead and do this. So I'm going to give the whole perimeter a nice little gloss over, and if I don't see any zombies, I am going to lug this thing all the way back. I highly recommend you have a car for this, by the way. The only reason on why I'm picking it up with my hands is because we're literally one house away. But yes, I see no zombies, so I think we are good to grab it. By right-clicking it and pressing Take Generator, you can't pick it up through the furniture tile menu. Just to keep that in mind, the only way is through right-clicking it. We're going to take the generator, and this would also be a good time to mention that there are new variants now, so it's not just the red one. I do see that there would be a yellow one and a blue one. All of them have different power outputs and different weights. I will also be taking the canned potatoes, putting us in an extremely overloaded state, so we need to get a move on once we got everything. As muscle fatigue is already setting in, holy, that is rough. But now that we have it down, we can go look at the generator info. There's really only two things you need to keep an eye on, and that's fuel and condition. If the condition goes down, you want to use an electronic scrap to repair it with a screwdriver, which will also increase your electronic skill. If fuel goes down, obviously add more gasoline. Now, the cool thing is that you can do all of this without the magazine so far. The only thing you won't be able to do is connect the generator to the power grid. Because we read the magazine, we can do just that, and now this bad boy is going to be connected to our home. So I guess we'll grab some gasoline and start it up. Making sure to grab the rubber hose because we won't be able to siphon fuel without it. With this bad boy, we should be able to siphon out the gasoline inside our useless car to use in our generator. Now we just fill her up, and with that we can turn it on and have power way past the power grid shutoff point. There is one last thing I should mention, actually two. And that's the fact that an on-generator will make noise attracting any nearby zombies, which means you really want to be safe when you turn these on and make sure you're in a safe area. Not to mention, I highly recommend building a little enclosure for your generator so zombies don't get attracted by the sound and ruin your generator or your nearby structures. Secondly, you really want to have the generator outside. There's a very good reason on why I don't have it inside, because if you have it inside a home, you will gas yourself and die horribly. But yeah, that's just about everything I wanted to do. Now we can go focus on the future. And that's going to be prepping to leave this area until the chopper event hits. I want to do it before it actually does happen so we can just rest off the rest of the day. If it does happen while you are a little bit unprepared, I will say grabbing everything as fast as possible and getting out of dodge is going to be your best call. Just make sure you're not running into a very bad situation. So yeah, we will go pack the bare essentials. And I'll be describing how useful they are as we go through. For one, having the rubber hose is going to be very helpful as we can siphon out gasoline and transfer liquids. So having this might allow us to find a car on the way. Honestly, never leave home without it. It's only 0.3 encumbrance, extremely helpful. Secondly, we're going to be taking all of the base tools for carpentry, which includes the hacksaw, the screwdriver, then claw hammer, which we already have on our belt. It's just really helpful to be able to deconstruct material for crafting supplies, firewood, you name it. Not to mention you can disassemble locked doors so you have a lot more tools open for your disposal. Secondly, the crowbar is a very solid pick because of its condition. It's something we can rely on very well. Up next, we do have a basic bandage, a rag, some alcohol wipes, which is good just in case we scratch ourselves, the matches for starting fires, the pencil for marking down options on our map. These you should really bring around everywhere, so that's why I have it inside my fanny pack. Up next, we are going to be taking one pocket knife for crafting recipes. It doesn't weigh that much and it'll be really helpful. And this one is going to be really nice as well. I am going to be taking this small little hand fork right here. It might not seem like much, but what you can do with this bad boy is equip it into your primary and dig for furrows outside. It might not sound too helpful given that it's just farming, but every time you dig out a furrow, there is a chance you get a worm, and with the worm, that is either fishing bait or survival food. So having a hand trowel is really good just in case everything goes wrong and you need a quick meal. Plus it's only 1 kilogram, so having it around is very nice. Alternatively, you could use a shovel or spade, which is a little bit heavier, but it'll do the same job. Up next, we're going to open a box of nails and take about 25, just in case. Not too much though, because they do weigh quite a bit and we really need to be conscious about how much we're bringing along. Up next, we're going to take some firecrackers, 1 duct tape for weapon repairs, 1 can opener, so if we do find any cans of food, we're not completely screwed. The flashlight we also have. To add on to the flashlight, I will be grabbing 5 batteries so we don't run out of power. And finally, I will be taking 1 needle and 1 thread, so if I get wounded or if I need to do some repairs, we have it at disposal. Because if you do get a deep wound, the only way you can patch it up is with a suture needle or with a needle and thread. I don't expect I'm going to be getting a deep wound, but you can never be too certain. And I would say this is our baseline. Now what I can do is fill up our bag with stuff like food, water, and other supplies that I'm okay with dumping later. We definitely have to switch over to water, so let me go grab 1 extra bottle of whiskey, which is a glass. We can use this to purify water at a fire, which is why I am taking glass. You can use plastic, but you need a microwave in order to purify it. And for food, we're going to be going for the lowest weight and highest calorie goods. So that stick of butter, even though it makes us a little bit depressed, it'll be really helpful. Same with the meat patty. Finally grabbing these 2 bags of tortilla chips. This should be enough food to last us a couple of days. If we do get a little bit more hungry, we can just go grab some worms. Now what I'm gonna do is worry about our fatigue. If I had a sleeping bag or any other portable sleeping source, I would be taking it with me, but because we don't have that, we're gonna be packing a lot of caffeine. So we're gonna grab the caffeine pills, and the 2 bottles of bubblegum and seltzer water. I think this may have caffeine, I'm not too sure. I definitely do know that the bubblegum soda will though. So yeah, I think we have everything we need to leave. It is getting a little bit late out, so I am going to be spending the rest of the night here, and I'm really hoping the chopper event doesn't hit. Just grabbing some comic books to pass the time. This is also really good to just grab an extra one, so if we do get bored or unhappy, we have something to read. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, on day 7.5, just about. Of course, when I wake up, it's raining outside. This is terrible. Yeah, no, the more I think about it, this is definitely terrible because this could be the start to a storm, and if it is, we are gonna have a very rude awakening. Mostly because being out in the elements right now may make me sick, and I have no medicine to really deal with it. It will be a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme, but it's still something we have to worry about. And so with that, I'm going to take my time and wash our character off. Hopefully it's just a small amount of rain. If not, we will have to deal with it in the moment. Okay, I washed my character off, making us a little bit uncomfortable, and I read a couple of books. The rain is honestly not that bad, so I still do think we're gonna head outside. By the way, the things you need to worry about when you're out in the rain is the moisture meter. If this goes up by a certain amount, your character can get a cold, which will make them cough uncontrollably unless you have a tissue, and if you don't have a tissue or toilet paper, it will attract zombies. That's not too bad for us because we're gonna be going into the boonies. And really, if I was doing this with what I had right now, I would just take the van, load it up with everything, and get the hell out of here. We can't be afforded that, so the only thing I really can do right now is go over and grab this dish towel I threw on the floor. If you use this or other towels, you can dry your character off in a pinch. So worst case scenario, we could find a shelter and dry ourselves off this way. Okay, I think it's time for us to leave. It's 8:30 a.m., it's a perfect time for it. Now begins our strategy. And this is really where map knowledge will come into handy, because if you go somewhere that you aren't familiar with, there is a good chance you find nothing. Now thankfully, I know Riverside pretty darn well, so up over in this direction is going to be the river at the riverside. If we follow that, we could potentially find homes alongside the river, but it would take a little bit of time. It would give us a good way of navigating though. If we go down this way, we will be heading towards the river to West Point. If we go down south over here, we will start to head over to like Doe Valley, Ekron, Echo Creek, all of those spots down there. And I think the place I want to go right now is going to be down through the south of town, and we're going to hook up on a road and leave. You could also go through the woods, which does have the added benefit of losing a lot of zombies. The only problem is that if you get lost, you're pretty darn boned. So I would highly recommend following either a waterway or a road, especially roads, because even though they have more zombies, there could be some meta events on the way, like a car crash event, and you could get some very nice supplies, or even a place to sleep. So yeah, it's just time to head on out. Let's go open the door. I will be cutting through buildings very slowly and steadily. And if we come across any zombies, our walking character will outpace almost all of them. This is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. I don't want to use up any excess energy than I really need to, especially because we are slightly encumbered, which won't affect things in the grand scheme of things, but if I do a lot of activities, I'm going to be pooping my character out a whole lot sooner. So yeah, if we just follow the road down here, take a cut down there through the south, we should be able to reach some new areas. I already am getting a little bit peckish. I did pack some extra food because I did eat the meat that I cooked earlier. So I'm gonna nom on this hot dog bun, and we should be good with that. Also, the rain stopped. That is really nice. And here we are, everyone, the exit of Riverside. If we go up this way, I think the factory is going to be over this direction. We won't be going there because there should be a lot of zombies. But we will head down this road because I think the other way has a whole lot of nothing going for it. So yeah, this is where the real fun begins, everyone. Maybe we could find some animals on the way to potentially bludgeon with a crowbar. One thing we could do to pass the time while we are heading down, seeing that the entire place is pretty empty, is activating our search mode and looking around for items as we just walk on through. This is also a good way to tell what time it is if you don't have a watch. If you see right over here, you can see the sun in the air. And that's going to tell us the approximate time, so we can tell that it's pretty early on in the day. It's also raining again. That kind of sucks eggs, but it won't kill us. For now, we can enable search mode, and inside this radius we have a chance of finding a whole bunch of stuff. Like, we got a flint nodule here, which I think we can use to nap, if I had the experience. It's a very good way of building up passive experience. The only thing I will say is that it's a lot harder to see where the hell you're going. And if you're feeling especially safe, there is one last thing you can use. That's actually a very nice flint flake. We can use that to cut up stuff. I will be dropping it though because we already have a knife that does the same job. But yes, if you don't want to like wait around walking all day and it's the middle of nowhere, what you can do is press right click, press walk 2, and you can walk forward kind of on autopilot. In order to stack on top of it though, if you press F4, which is going to be the ×2 speed key, you can speed up time and you can really speed up your traveling process. The only thing you need to be wary about is that it's a lot easier to get jumped, and really that's the last thing you would want. Thankfully, these are just walking zombies, so the chances that happens are a lot lower than if we were playing with sprinters. One cool thing is that you can combine the two and get some real good experience in. So yeah, this is going to be our life for a while now. Just picking up rocks on the side of the road. Also, one last thing that I almost forgot to mention. They changed the way you get experience. I'm not sure if this is a bug, but usually you would get experience if you discarded the item, but I don't think it's in anymore, so if you do find an item, pick it up and you get just about double the experience, dropping it on the floor right after. Already, we are up to 30 out of 75 in foraging, so yeah, life is going good. Okay, everyone, small update. We are getting a little bit peckish. We haven't found any more supplies in the area, but I am spying with my little eye a very nice fence line leading to a gravel road. The chances that this is a home are pretty darn high. Let's see how far we've traveled so far. Pretty darn far. I am gonna go give this area a little bit of a check. Mainly because it's getting mainly because there should be a farmhouse pretty close by. Also, there's pigs around the area. Oh wow, there's a lot of zombies here actually. Oh, do I want to do this right now? I mean, the pigs are very cool and it would be very nice to get into livestock farming. Let's see how many are further down this way. I also spy, with my eye, 3 cows. Okay, you know what? It's honestly not that bad. Even if it was just that garage down there, we could sleep in there for the night. Okay, let's go take care of the zombies. We'll start with the 4 up here, utilizing the fence line. And before I do get any further, I'm gonna go run down a little bit. And I'm gonna drop my backpack right here, so that we're not over encumbered. And with that, we will be in the best possible condition to fight. Bringing them in one stomp at a time. Okay, that's gonna be... Oh my lord. I think we may have come across an event, everyone. That right there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zombies right now. I think we can manage them. The only thing that I am scared about right now is the animals, because they are nearby zombies, which will increase their stress, so they could attack us. I am going to use the fence lines to separate them, just a tiny bit more, shutting this gate here, and using these final 2 zombies to kill right on over here. Come on, you two. Yep, right on over here. Okay, we're gonna play this very slow, very calm, very cool. If I do mess up, we can run away without too much of a problem. We're gonna get 1 hit in and run away before they lunge us. You can also see that our panic is affected by our view range as well, so we have a very narrow view. So it's very good to stay, you know, on a swivel when we're doing this. Oh yeah, this is not fun at all. Okay, we're gonna attract you, get in really close, hop over the fence, and kill this zombie as well. If we didn't have the fence line, by the way, another thing you could do is attract them all into a line of trees and kill them that way as well. We pulled it off in good time as well, because we are now drowsy and peckish. Overall, that went pretty darn good. I would say if the zombies were a little bit more of a threat, we could have led them into the barn and looped on back through. I do spy with my little eye a home up over there, so I'm crossing my fingers it's safe. If not, we could stay here for the night. Anyways, I'm gonna shut the gate. I will not be going near the animals right now because they could be in a pretty stressed out state because of all the zombies, and if they are, they could absolutely charge us and kill us. Okay, do not let the animals fool you. Even if they are livestock, you can turn into a dead person around them very quickly. We are also hungry, so let's go eat some food. Looks good. We are a little bit drowsy, and if we do come across another combat fight, I will be consuming the caffeine pills, which does reduce our fatigue by 4 with every pill. So you really want to keep your eyes out for caffeine pills or bubblegum soda. And one last cool thing about this event is that we might have some good stuff on these zombies. Matter of fact, we do. We have fingerless gloves, a small backpack with some mac and cheese and beer, a map of Louisville Southwest. Reading it should mark it down on our map right down over yonder. That it did. This zombie over here has a holster. There's also a bulletproof vest, but it weighs 1.5, and with our carry capacity, it's not really too helpful. This zombie here has some fingerless gloves. We have a glass shiv, a rolled cigarette, western boots. Hello there. Those are some real nice kickers. Holy heck. Yeah, give me those bad boys. I'll drop off the work ones. This guy had a steak knife, more western boots, and finally we have the 3 zombies down here with chewing tobacco, a digital watch, and rubber boots. I will say the straw hat does look really cool, actually. I kind of like it. You know what? I'm going to keep it. And I guess we'll go retire the hard hat. The hard hat does give more protection, so if you do care about that, I recommend taking the hard hat. What's inside of the garage now? We do have some fertilizer, some animal feed, a heavy-duty flashlight. Okay, that's going to be way better than the one we have. Over on this shelf, we have a whole bunch of seeds, shears for animals, animal care 1. Wow, this is really setting me up for a farm, huh? We have all the seeds in the world, animals, wheat, the book for it. Wow, that is really darn good. I won't be taking too much to avoid getting too over encumbered. Finally, over here, we got a garden hoe, rat poison, burlap pieces, which you can use to sew sacks, so if you want to build up your tailoring, that is a perfect spot for it. There's also a small saw. That's really cool. Okay, I did not know they have that. We are getting normally tired of those, so we should really find a place to sleep. In a worst case scenario, I think this would be a decent spot to rest up at. Oh my god, I forgot. I don't think you can sleep on stools. Oh, that's terrible. In this situation, then, I would continue to travel with the flashlight out, and we would just be popping a whole bunch of caffeine. Thankfully, there is a home right down there. We just have to get through a few more zombies. We can kill him. It's just going to take a few more swings. Let's use the fence line to our advantage. Yeah, as you see, it took 5 hits instead of, like, the 2 it would have normally, or even 1. Anyways, everyone, welcome to our new temporary home. We're going to have to stay here for the night. I don't think we stay here any longer, though, because the chopper event will kind of screw us up in that regard. There is a big trailer. Oh, man, maybe we do stay here. You know what? I think we could probably take them on. We are still pretty close to town, but we should still be on the outskirts enough to where we won't get overrun with undead. So I am going to slowly clear this place out, checking all of the windows, and I will sleep for the next day. Looks clear. Let's go head in and clear out the inside. There's also no house alarm. Beautiful. I do hear a couple of zombies upstairs, I think. Ah, yep, there's one right over here. You can hear them. You can also see the door shake, so I'm going to slowly open it, and I'm going to hit them immediately. Just like that. That's going to be one down. I think the others are in the basement, which is really not good for me. Okay, everyone, I think we're going to go drink some soda. Oh yeah, there's multiple here. Okay, this is going to get really bad. Hurry up! That's at least 3 zombies back there. Come on, buddy, drink it up right now. Okay, this is going to be really bad. We're going to get the hell out of here right now. Stop with the, that. Okay, we're going to open the door, get out immediately. Being out in the open is a lot better than inside. I'm going to drink the rest of the soda while we're out here. Please? Thank you. Look at that. We're good. All right. Oh, dude, soda is such a good thing to have in this game. I highly recommend taking it along. It is going to screw up our sleeping schedule, but I feel like a screwed up sleeping schedule is a lot better than dying. Alrighty, that's going to be more zombies taken care of. I am a little bit worried. There are still 2 outside, so I'm going to use this time to rest up on the chair. Once I'm no longer out of breath, we can kill the rest of them. Okay, let's do this. We are going to go check out that basement before I do anything else, by the way, because I still am a little bit wary about it. I will equip our flashlight. So far, it does feel pretty clear. Let's keep the lights on. I'm gonna give it a shout. It's crazy to me that the 4 zombies were inside this small little staircase, unless they know how to open doors. I did give it a knock. I hear nothing. There is a little rat. I mean, it's not the worst. Hey there, little guy. Yeah, they seem to be really scared of me. I don't want to pet it either because that's how you get a disease. I do think if you have a male and female rat, though, you could potentially breed them for food, which I do find very funny. Inside the box, we have some empty soda cans, so now we know this place is secure. I will not be sleeping in here because of the whole one exit situation. No, 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 no. I'm gonna head inside here, and we are going to sleep for the rest of the day. And because things are a little bit scary around here, I'm going to be setting up a small little escape plan, right? So we're going to turn off our flashlight, and I'm going to set up our little base. I guess not really base, but sleeping quarters right off to the side here. But before I do, I am going to be grabbing some sheets from these curtains. And this is where our carpentry skills and nails would really come in handy, because what we can do is turn these into sheet ropes, And with 2 of these, 1 nail and 1 hammer, we can set up an escape route. So that way, if there's a bunch of zombies swarming from below, we can easily take the rope down. So if I pop open this bad boy right here, we can right-click it and nail in an escape rope, just like that. So if there's zombies coming in from the door, all we gotta do is slide our way on out, and we are good. It's small little redundancies that's gonna keep us alive like that. Now I can sleep a little bit more confidently, in which I will do right now. We can do some looting tomorrow. Is what I would say, we aren't tired enough to sleep. Sadly, we don't have any sleeping pills, but it really goes to show you that having fatigue-controlling medicines is very important. So we do have the caffeine pills, and we do have the soda, but more importantly, we did pick up a beer. So drinking a little bit of alcohol will make your character sleepy very quickly. So I'll be drinking half of this bottle, and it should hopefully make us sleepy enough to sleep at a decent time. If you do find sleeping pills, definitely take them though. They will help you out crazily. We should be getting sleepy very, very soon. Or not. Maybe we screwed up our sleeping schedule really bad. I was not expecting the soda to be so damn powerful. Well, I guess with that then, we can just go rest up on the bed and read. Finally, we can sleep. I am gonna be doing that, so I will be setting an alarm so we wake up at a decent time, but still getting a decent amount of sleep in. And the way we set it is by going into the right-click command with the digital watch, making sure it's checked, and I want to sleep for about 4 hours, so we're gonna set it to 9:40. Alright, cool. We woke up before the alarm. I'm feeling great. The chopper event has not hit yet. I think we're gonna go loot around these homes. And inside the home, we have rope, which is useful for leading animals on a leash, some rubbing alcohol and painkillers with some toothbrushes, a small electrical work area giving me a magazine for improvised flashlights and lanterns. The lanterns sound very nice. There's some clothing. Downstairs, we have canned corn, an oven mitt, baking pans, tongs, a jar of tomatoes, fruit jam, potatoes, yogurt, mutton chop, and packed veggies. There's nothing too crazy in here, but I will eat the fruit jam. And I guess with that, we'll go explore some more areas. And not gonna lie, I was gonna continue through traveling elsewhere, but I think this is the best spot for us to be at right now for the chopper event. I am a little bit worried, but just in case it does hit the fan, we can grab our bag and leave decently. So I'm gonna leave it like on the entrance here, and we're gonna be looting these other homes, saving me a little bit of weight. Okay, what do they have inside the shed now? We have 2 folding chairs, nuts and bolts, steel bars, another empty gas can, insider magazines, ear protectors, medium handles, and some steel pieces. Nothing too helpful for me right now, but it's pretty nice. Down over this way, we have a small chicken coop, some zombies. Not too many to be a security risk though. We can kill them with our crowbar, getting them one at a time. Especially looking at the way they're looking. They're both looking opposite directions, so if I approach, we can easily drag half of them over, leaving those 2 others oblivious. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, you might see that there's a red highlight whenever I aim at a zombie, and it's because I have a setting enabled from my other tip video that I forgot to re-disable, but it is pretty darn helpful for new beginners. So, if you go into the options menu, and if you go over to the user interface, you can scroll down, and in the cursor, you can see melee target outline. If you enable this, you can highlight melee targets, which basically means if you can hit a zombie with a melee weapon, they're gonna appear red. So you can avoid some very bad whiffs by using this. The only reason why I didn't have it on at the start is because I think it's a little bit more cinematic to have them not be highlighted in a very red glow. You can switch over to accessibility and change that from the red bad highlight color, but yeah, I like to leave it off, but if you're new, I highly recommend turning it on so you don't accidentally whiff and die horribly. I think that's gonna be most of the zombies nearby though. We got 2 more stinkers, and I think this place will be pretty darn clear. And this is actually a perfect spot for a future base. So if I were to continue the save, I think I would base up here, as we have livestock animals, a farm, a whole bunch of seeds, 2 homes, and even a livestock trailer to transport the animals from place to place. Really, the only thing we are missing is a water source. If we had one of those, this would be a grade A spot, but it'll do for a beginner for sure. Okay, let's go push you over, knock you down, kill you. Now we can go clear out the interior. There it is. I hear no more zombies inside. It also looks like they were having breakfast, with the cow's milk somehow still being good. That is really surprising, actually. Maybe I'll make a bowl of cereal for me in the future. We have some chocolate milk. That is so nice. Orange juice, salami, a pack of hot dogs. Oh no, I just had the buns. That's fine. It is what it is. There's peanut butter, which is very good. It gives you like 2,600 calories for a very hefty meal. The bookcase has a photo album, which is good for boredom. Inside of the bathroom, we got nothing. We have a couple of magazines inside here. Inside of the closet, there's a pencil. And upstairs, we have some alcohol wipes and an old newspaper, a teddy bear. Hold on, wait a minute. That's a Dwarf Fortress reference. Slaves of Arnok. I think it's Slaves of Armok for Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Empire by T.Z. Adams. Wait, that's such a cool little nod to Dwarf Fortress. Hell yeah. Oh, that's actually that puts a smile on my face. Oh, I love Dwarf. Oh my gosh, we even have a fishing rod here. Hello. Wow. Wow. Okay. It's sad that there's no waterways nearby because we could go fishing. Matter of fact, that would be a good way to end this episode. Let's go fishing to end off this tutorial series. In all reality, if I was playing this realistically without a car, I would stay here for the remainder of the chopper event duration, which should be hitting very soon as we have survived 9 whole days. But in order to go fishing with this fishing rod, we're gonna get a move on. Oh yeah, we're gonna go catch something real nice. So, after looting this final room in here, we can get a move on with a hiking bag. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful boon. It's even got snacks in it already. And right now, I think the best way to reach a waterway is going to be cutting up towards a diagonal here. If we go off in this direction, there should be some homes over yonder as well, and they should be relatively in the middle of nowhere, especially in relation to Riverside. I thankfully know the map pretty well to avoid it. Also, if you're curious about the animals, make sure they have a place for food and a place for water. As you see, these chickens only have a place for food, and you can also see their zone right in here. You can see exactly what they need and the things they want. They have 1 hutch, which means they will have a place to sleep. They don't have any water or a roofed-in area, which will expose them into the elements. You can also check their info here. We will be checking out the Leghorn Hen. Oh, look at that. There's the chopper event too, everyone. And we can tell that they're well-fed, not thirsty, and calm. So these are very nice chickens. Now, I will say I'm not sure how you get the eggs out of the hutches, but that's something I can figure out for a future tutorial. For now, we just gotta outwait the chopper event. This is exactly what I was worried about, and if we look around right now, we are in the middle of nowhere. So this is perfect for us. So much so, I think we're going to head inside the house with the escape rope, and we're gonna go wait it out, reading some books, and I will fish tomorrow. See you later, chopper event. If we were in a town, this would be a whole lot more stressful. So yeah, get out of Dodge when day 6 or 7 comes around. You can always head back later. Yep, it's gone, everyone. We did it. We survived the chopper event. We also finished the metalworking book, giving me a nice boon. I don't see any zombies coming in after us. So yeah, we did it, everyone. There may be some residual ones slowly heading towards our location, but that'll be a problem for future me. I will see you tomorrow, and when we do wake up, we are going to make a beeline for the fishing area. Matter of fact, we're going to head outside right now, and we're going to go grab some worms. Making sure to do a 360 of the area before I get too overzealous. Yeah, okay, we're safe. Let's go dig for worms. Oh, actually, this would be a perfect time to talk about one cool little tidbit if they did not fix it in Build 42. If you dig out furrows with your character, it does increase your fatigue a lot quicker. So if you don't have anything like sleeping pills, you could walk outside and dig furrows for a couple of hours, and it should exhaust your character really, really quick. So keep that in mind if you do need a way of managing your sleep. Anyways, everyone, we have gotten ourselves, let's see here, one whole worm. Wow, it's rough out here. We're gonna dig for the next hour then. Grabbing me an extra 2 worms. That should be more than enough for our trip. We are a little bit sweaty, so I will dry my character off, and I will see you tomorrow on day 10. That is a whole extra 4 days than what I intended, but I think it's very important we finish it off with a beer and fishing. It is now day 10, just about. Graham is now underweight, so we really do need to bulk. Matter of fact, let me go devour some tortilla chips and the peanut butter in order to offset that weight at this point. If we eat that, you can see it equalized our weight. And if I finish it off by eating an entire box of cereal just raw, you should see our weight go up. So yeah, staying in a healthy way is very good. If I was smart, I would stay here at the farm and I would just drink milk from the cows, kill pigs, eat some eggs, and absolutely go into a bulking season. This is actually such a good location other than the lack of water. But I'm setting my mind towards fishing, so I will head off in a diagonal way, and we should reach the riverside very soon. Anyways, everyone, here we are at the river. And this is a perfect time to describe the new fishing process. For one, you need a fishing rod, you need fishing line, thankfully this already has it, and you need a fishing hook. On top of that, having bait would be very preferable. We have all of that right now, so I'm gonna equip it. Dropping off the hand fork on the ground for now to save myself on weight, and we're gonna go cast towards those ripples out there. If you don't cast towards the ripples and you just cast it somewhere else, you won't catch a lot of fish, if none at all. And now that we do have a spot where we want to cast out, I'm gonna right-click it and we're gonna go add in the fresh, uncooked worm. I am going to sit down on the bank, getting my butt all dirty, and we're gonna go cast out towards those ripples right there. I am going to be holding left click to bring the bobber a little bit closer to the ripples, and we wait. There is a tension bar, so... Oh, we already got one? Hold on a minute. Is that a fish? It might be a piece of, like, trash. I'm going to go reel it in. You don't want the tension to go too low or too high when fighting, so if the fish fights back, make sure you hold a right click to give it a little bit of tension. Okay, come on. A little bit more. I can't believe we already caught one. Oh, wow, this is a fighter. All right, let's ease it on the tension. There it is. Slowly reel it in. I think we... Okay, hold on. This one's a fighter. Hold on. We might have gotten a good one, everyone. All right, we got it. Hell yeah, what is it? Oh, we got a paddlefish? Holy hell! That thing is huge! I mean, it's a little dinky on the screen, but that thing, what the hell? Holy, 157 hunger, that is a hog! I can't even cut this thing up fully. Oh man, it's a good day to be me, everyone. I think we need a flat surface in order to cut this thing up, sadly. But yeah, we did it, everyone. We caught a fish. That is a huge fish. That is a good boon. And I think this is a perfect time to end the episode. That thing weighs 20 kilograms, man. I wouldn't even be able to bring it back home. If I were to say, though, one good way of cleaning up fish is you need a surface. You can get that very easily by making a chopping block, I'm pretty sure, which only requires level 1 carpentry and a log. Let's go see if we can dice this thing up, actually, using the foraging system. No, it looks like there's just some tree branches nearby. I don't see any logs. That's fine by me. We caught a fish, I'm happy, and I think this is a perfect time to end the tutorial series. I genuinely hope you guys have learned something new. I tried to cover as much as possible within a first week, and now that we have covered some of the basics, I can start with some more, silly runs in the future. future. I definitely want to do a long-term survival run, but I would like to wait for this to be out of the unstable branch in order to do that, so I can go full Stardew Valley mode without having to worry about my save being corrupted because of a game update, because this is still unstable. Anyways, everyone, that is going to be your first week in Project Zomboid. We covered a lot, and I am very happy with Graham's whole character arc. We survived for 10 days, 2 hours, so it's a little bit over 1 week, killing 132 zombies. If you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more. I am so happy with this fish. I will see you guys later. Peace out, everyone.